take the wrong and you make it right. Like a firefly, you're glowing at night. So don't make it hard, don't let me go. I wanna hold you tight when you're cold. I'm waiting for your love, you just keep me hanging on. I deserve to stay, and I will find my way. I will find my way.
All right, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Best Bet Live. Tonight's cash game is going to be 5, 10 and a quarter, no limit hold'em. Buy-in for this game was a $1,000 min with a no maximum. And I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Twitch and on Facebook. What's up, Gloria? What's up, Gary, Rico, and also our Twitch viewers. What's up, Ali Zero? And those not in our Twitch. Gonzo Poker, GT Jack, HNLM Bots, JB, Germany 1, Louisiana All, MIT, KHG, oh, Louisiana All Limit King, and Paulie's out. What is up? All right, we're on hand number one. Again, this is a 5, 10 and a quarter, no limit hold'em with a $1,000 min buy-in, no max.
That's right. Let's start down this corner. It's guaranteed. See you later, guys.
Oh shit. That's me right there.
All right, first hand is going to go to Don. Pocket deuces, picking up a couple hundred.
I'm going to leave now then.
You got to play for 3 hours.
A lot coming up here in the next couple of weeks here at Best Bets.
I can curse in here, right?
Tonight's event, if you're in around Best Bet Jacksonville, we are holding our 10-seat guarantee into our Card Player Poker Tour main event. 10-seat guarantee, 260 buy-in. And if you win a seat, you win a seat into the $1,100 Card Player Poker Tour main event. And then tomorrow, we'll start our Card Player Poker Tour series with event number 1, 360 buy-in, $100,000 guaranteed prize pool. 4 Flights of Fury. Events start at noon and 6 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. Day 2 on Sunday.
I can't play it no more.
Check 6. Check 7.
You're welcome, Rico. Definitely tried bringing you great streaming here at Best Bet Live. Streaming a lot of games between, you know, Hold'em, no limit Hold'em, limit Hold'em, PLO, Limit Omaha, a lot of good final tables.
Did she take our water order?
Yeah, she's coming.
And all I said was all the waters. I don't feel the drink all the water. Just 2 is good.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Now I know what you do. Anytime you talk, that means you're bluffing. Okay?
Fantastic.
How you doing today, man?
Good, how are you?
Three makes it
Like what?
125. 4 folds.
What up, Nick?
Fold 5. Fold 6, fold 7. Fold 8. Heads up. Check 3. Check 5. Check 3. Check 5. Okay, check 3. Check 5.
Those deuces. Sorry.
Oh, you guys are playing big.
It's the only hand you can beat, Georgia.
Thank you.
Queen, huh?
Wait, I said pair. I said deuces.
All right, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Best Bet Live, located here in Jacksonville, Florida, on 201 Monument Road.
We're loud here.
All right, guys. I kind of forgot to introduce our players. Here's our current player. So in seat 2 is Alice with 4,500. George in seat 3 for 30,000. Lindell seat 4 with about 8K. John seat 5 for about 10. Mel with bottom for 1,000. Ben Diebold, our Car Player Poker Tour champion from last year, buy in for 5K. Perry in for 3,300. And Don in the game for 4K.
Everybody got like more than 3-4 times more than me.
Michelle? Every day.
And welcome to the stream, Leah, Brett Howard. Always great to see you. And also Eric.
Fold. Fold 9. Fold 1. Fold 2. Fold 3. Fold 4. Fold 5. Fold 6.
And catch up to the action here. We have a straddle of 50, 4-way action. Flop is queen, jack 10 with 2 clubs. And we got Nick flopping the nuts with ace king, but we got Mel in there with that nut flush draw. Nick's gonna bet $75. Just a call for Mel. Action on Perry. He's in the muck. That's right, Rico, $30,000 from George. George always buys in deep. Queen of diamonds on the turn. Rico, yeah, George is in for 30,000. 30,000. As you can see, you can take a look on the stacks there. He's got a tower of pumpkins that is worth $1,000 each. And it's like Mel is going to miss his club draw. Nick is going to take down this pot, profit of $385.
Whoa! Setting it up.
Big one.
Yeah, Alice is here for the Car Player Poker Tour Series. She is here with her boyfriend. I believe his name is Hunter.
Yeah.
Reverse the reverse.
Reverse.
He knows that I know. Yes.
Alice played in our Ladies Cash game on their last series during our WT Deep Stacks.
You guys make this game complicated. You're just-
3 folds.
You're just like race. Yeah, press buttons.
5 folds.
Obviously punching keys. Yeah, that's pressing buttons.
Raise.
I don't know. Hope some of them work.
Raise 200.
Got bottom pair against John. Make it 2,000. Hopefully get there.
We have a re-raise 3 and 7. 8 folds.
All right, back in action now. We got Ben 3-betting with pocket queens to 300s. Folds all the way around to Mel, pocket 10s.
Any other calls? 6.
Flop a set there, he does. 10s full of trays now, looking to double up. playing it slow, and Ben's going to put them all in, and now Ben is behind. We'll need a queen to catch up. Otherwise, Mel is going to double up early on. 4 diamonds on the turn. River card, 8 of hearts, and quick double up for Mel. He's going to be up to about 1,300.
I already know what I was looking for.
How's the flop you're looking for?
I'm looking
back?
cash.
320.
How much now? It's 300, 300, 300.
No, yeah, 300.
He's right. That means ready to pay it.
He gonna be 20.
So Mel with a short buy to 1,000. Although he did play a hand or two, that stack dipped down to about 600, 700. So wasn't get like a full double up like you planned. That's kind of what you're gonna get when you kind of play short in this game. Usually each betting streak is gonna cost you a couple hundred. So that double up there was pretty essential for Mel. But his stack right now at about 1,300.
I typically run small pot.
4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds. 8 folds. 9 folds.
Mixed with a bit of a fumble, calling the live straddle. Oh no, it's not a straddle. Action on Alice. King 8 offsuit in the big blind. It's going to check her option.
3 players.
All right, 9, 9, 10 flop. Nick is going to flop trip 9s. But not much out there for anybody else. He's got quads now. Checking it all the way through. It's like George going to throw some chips out there. Check a raise from Nick to 125. Alice is gonna get it out of the way. Action back on George. Gonna make the call. River card, 8 of hearts. And Nick is probably gonna make a small bet here. A little bit over bet, 400, which is a pot size bet by George. Can't make any moves in that spot with just ace high. All right, guys, on our Twitch and Facebook chat, if you have any questions at all about our poker room, about any strategies or anything about poker in general, or just want to chat it up, feel free to text it right in that chat box, and I'll be sure to answer any questions at all. What's up, Can Mac?
2 folds.
All right, we got George, Ace Jack, raising up to 275. I'm sorry, 250.
All the way around 9.
Good call.
Folds all the way around to Nick. He's going to call the 6-5 spades. Flop ace 5 king, all clubs. George with the jack club blocker with the pair of aces. He's going to check it. Nick is going to take a stab at it with that middle pair. I'm sorry, bottom pair. Tray of clubs on the turn. Now flush for George, jack high. Second nuts, checks around. River card, queen of spades. George is going to put some value in there. $1,000 might be a little bit too much. Pot goes to George. David, the buy-in for this game was $1,000 minimum and no maximum. So check out our live stream schedule for through the month of May. If there's anything that you like as far as playing wise and you want to try to get on our live stream table to play one of our cash games, just look through the schedule. Hit me up at my email. That is JohnnyP, JOHNNYP at bestbetjacks.com. I'll definitely try to get you on one of our live stream cash games. We'll feature a lot of variants from the smaller limits all the way to the biggest limits. Also playing PLO, Limit Omaha 8. So there's our live stream schedule, guys. Next live stream is going to be the final table of our 100K for this weekend, and then we'll dip into on May 7th, a little 2-5 no level hold'em deep, and then on May 9th, the big game, 5-10 1/4 PLO. And then we'll get into our Card Player Poker Tour main event final table on Monday. All right, 5 players to this flop. 8, 9. Ace, 2 clubs. Set of 9s for Alice on the button. Checks all the way around to her.
Check 9.
See what she does. A lot of players ahead. Definitely. She's going to put in the bet there because of those clubs.
That's 325.
325 to go now. Action on Lindell with that pair of aces.
All four. 4, 5.
He's going to make the call. John now folding. Perry with just a pair of trays, probably going to fold. Don with no pair, no draw, is going to fold as well.
Heads up.
Heads up action in between Lindell and Alice. 8 of diamonds on the turn.
4, 4.
That gives Alice 9s full of 8s now. Checks back to Alice. Definitely want to slow down. Wants Lindell to see if he can catch that club. So doesn't want to bet too big. A repeat bet at like 450 would be cool. But looks like she's going to bet about 700. Make that 800, and Lindell's not going to take any of that. Pot goes to Alice for 9s full of 8s. Ali Zero says, May 31st through June 2nd, I'll be there for a bowling tournament. Excellent. May through June. See what we're, not much going on here in Best Bet during those dates. May 31st through June 2nd. We're going to be closing out our Card Player Poker Tour series. However, for the weekend, there'll be a lot of cash games. Ali Zero, if you want to play in any of our cash streams, looks like I haven't yet posted any games through the month of June, but I will eventually. I update our live stream schedule about into the 3rd week of the month, so come check it out.
275. 1, 2.
Bad beat is now over $400,000. So a good reason to come out here in Best Bet Jacks. Try to hit that bad beat for a cool 200K. If you get quad 10s beats, as that bad beat climbs up to 500K, the qualifier goes down to quad deuces. All right, back in the action. Don flopping 2 pair of queens over jacks.
It's easier with you. I understand. I said it's easier with you. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Durban Jag says, headed to Greenville or for a soccer tournament. Can't play till Monday. Well, that sucks. You're going to miss out on our $100,000 guaranteed prize pool event number 1 of our Card Player Poker Tour series. We want you to get back on Monday. Try to get into our WSOP Mega Satellite being held on Thursday at noon. Try to pick yourself a main event seat for the 50th year anniversary of the World Series of Poker. If you win a package, you'll win a 10K main event seat plus $3,000 cash, and you get to hang out with me and the Best Bet crew in Las Vegas. And I get to sweat your action. Hopefully I'll play as well. We can sweat each other and try to go deep and try to make some good money out in the series.
You know, if you pick them up, you can put them back down. What? You know,
But yeah, again, guys, $590 buy-in, $60 rebuy, Mega Satellite into the WSOP. You can't find any better satellite in the country. Most satellites for the main are going to cost about at least $1,000, and any other format, literally you have to get through a field of like 200, 300 players to get 1 seat. But we're going to guarantee 5 main event packages, $13,000 value. Usually we double it, but this is going to be huge because it's placed during our Card Player Poker Tour series. We'll imagine that we'll get at least maybe 15 packages. Last year we sent about 25 local players into the WSOP main event last year. One of those was Tony Miles. You don't know who Tony Miles is? Tony Miles was the runner-up, making $5 million for second place. So pretty exciting here at from Best Bet, having one of our players go super deep. All right, we're getting back to the action here. It's like a big pot brewing. 2,600 now in the pot. Nick has top pair. We don't know what Alice has.
Camera's broken.
Trying to get it right on someone's ball spot.
Right on the ball spot.
All in action from Alice. 3,800 to go. Nick is going to have to make a hero call. Although the board looks like a lot of draws missed. Heart draw didn't get there. Queen Jack got there. 7-6 got there, but maybe a set. All right, Nick's gonna make the call. And what does Alice have? It looks like Nick is gonna double up. I don't know what Alice have. What did she get? Looks like she had two queens. Wait, no, she can't have two queens.
You think she had picked?
Yeah.
Don't know what Alice had in that hand. Maybe you can see. It appears to be a loser anyways.
Call the king 10 no more, baby. He's up. He's up now. You probably left it over there.
What did she have? I think she had a king queen. I think that's the only hand that really makes sense in that spot. I think she had a king of hearts, queen of diamonds for that gut shot. Yeah, there it is, king queen.
You hear how I said they can bluff me?
King queen. Now Alice is going to be stuck quite a bit, about 2K, but she's going to go ahead and get some rebuy money in there and get back in action. Live, learn, love. Are there table share high hands into the WSOP satellite? Unfortunately not. We've been funding that satellite through Step Satellites, which is a $120 buy and $20 rebuy.
When we're talking about it.
So no direct 590 high hands for that event. But you want to try a ladder in. Again, 120 buy and $20 rebuys through the week to try to get into that. Kenneth Ward, what did she have? She had king, queen offsuit. King, queen. So she had a gut shot straight draw and 2 overs.
Every week. You know, he's superstitious. That's why he keeps coming to me. He's like, "Oh, did the last week."
We thought you lost.
You found the same parking space, everything.
We thought you lost when you flipped the cards over.
He gave the J.
He's like, yeah, that's good. King High's good.
Live, learn, love here. I'll go ahead and drop a link into our monthly schedule. This will be our tournament schedule. I do advise at all to anybody to navigate our website. A lot of information here through our promotions and our tournaments. I'll go ahead and drop our link to our monthly schedule for the month of May. Live, learn, love. There you go. Check it out. That is our entire tournament schedule for the month of May. The final 120 $20 rebuy satellite into that WSOP Mega will be held on Wednesday at 3 p.m. You're welcome, live, learn, love. No worries. That's what I'm here to do. Drop any links, answer any questions. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I love that we have such awesome viewers here on Twitch and Facebook. It makes my job a lot more entertaining being able to commentate for you all. So again, thank you for joining us. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes, the follows, and the shares. I'm trying to build our viewership up a little bit. We're kind of on a weird hump. We're not getting like the numbers like live at the bike gets. But if you can get our viewership over 100 viewers, both on Facebook and on Twitch, I'm pretty sure Best Bet's going to let me give me a budget so I can start doing some awesome giveaways for you all. So please drop in on our live stream schedule if you can, watching here on Twitch and on Facebook, and I'll be sure to try to work in some kind of budget for you guys to get some giveaways here in the form of event seats, some tournament bucks, or even some swag here at Best Bet.
2 folds, 3 folds. 4 folds.
Thank you, Ali0. Yes, watch as much as you can.
5 makes it 100. 6 folds.
I'll remember you guys also, you know, we're about a year and a half into streaming here, so we've been kind of building our live stream from the ground up. And this was my baby. I've been trying to develop this stream for a long time now.
1 ship.
But I want us to get popular. I want us to be the best live streaming content here on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. And would love the help and support if you get our viewership up to one of the best live streams on the airwaves. So I'll definitely try to pay that back in some way through giveaways. Real deal, Wyatt. We're missing you in this game, obviously. Too bad you couldn't join us for tonight. All right, back to the action now. We got Ben with Queen 10. Pot is at 750. He's going to check around. Ben's going to show Queen 10 for the win. Gunner, unfortunately tonight, no giveaways for tonight. I will start working with our upper management to try to get you guys some more stuff from Best Bet. Right now, it's weird, man. I mean, like developing these streams, it's hard to get like a lot of viewership because there's just so much competition, especially during days like these. I mean, Live at the Bike is having some huge games right now. A lot of streams are kind of developing. I think Foxwoods just started a stream for themselves as well. But we've been here quite a while. So. But we're going to try to give you as the best content we can give you. We got a hand between George and Lindell. George, Jack 9 of clubs, and Lindell's pocket deuces. Lindell's going to fire at 200, and George is going to fold. All right, guys, here's some stats for you all. We are on hand number 15. Current stat counts for the night. George losing a little bit. He did buy in for 30,000. Small stacks down to Mel with 1,200. He made a little bit. Here's your V-Pit voluntary put in pot. Basically, how many hands each player is playing. So Nick playing a lot of hands, 42% of all of his hands he's playing. Here's your PFR percentages, pre-flop raise. George being very aggro, and usually the case. Aggression frequency is going to be Nick. Perry and Mel not playing a lot of hands. They're playing very conservative. John went to showdown at 66%, meaning he's showing 66% of his hands that he's playing down to showdown. Current win-loss rate of the night after that, after stacking Alice, he is now up almost 4,000. And everybody else is kind of relatively about even.
I expect you guys to both fold. Every time.
Gonzo Poker. Hey Johnny, I'm a Jacksonville player, but I'm out in Las Vegas getting ready for the World Series of Poker. Maybe I can meet up with you and give you some tips on how to make this stream a little bit better. Keep up the good work. Thanks for what you do. Thank you for Gonzo. What's up? Thanks for the kudos. Yeah, I'll be out there in Vegas for the WSOP main. Actually, we'll be out there a little bit earlier at the end of this month playing the Big 50. So I'll be out there for the weekend trying to get myself a $1 million payout. But then I'll be back here in Jax through the month of June. I'll be back in Vegas late June, early July to play the main. Also being the liaison between our 25+ players we're about to send out to Las Vegas. But definitely see me. I'll be around. Hit me up. We'll shoot the shit. We'll talk poker. We'll talk live stream. We'll hang out. That's what I'm there for. Vegas is actually one of my hometowns. I actually moved to Jacksonville from Las Vegas. I used to work at the Wynn Poker Room for about 8 years, cutting my teeth as a dealer and floor person and tournament director. So do have a bit of a legacy.
Did not have mine.
Poker. Been in the business for about 17 years. Right when I was about 22, 23 years old, I was like, yep, casino business all day. And I'm pretty much a poker player first, so I've been in the game for quite a long time as well. Ali Zero, what's up? 12 years and getting out of the biz. Congratulations. Always a great thing to do other endeavors and not dealing or working floor in poker, although it is a great industry. But to be able to get out of it and do use it as a stepping stone to something else is awesome, and I commend anybody to do that.
8 check. 1 check.
And Rico, thank you. Watches the stream because we're very knowledgeable and entertaining. A lot of the live streams these days, I think entertainment kind of supersedes the strategy. I mean, although I can give a good insight about strategy, but I wouldn't say my commentating is limited. But like, there's a lot of levels of thinking that a lot of commentators, like Jonathan Little, a lot of live streams that do commentating. They have these poker pros that come in and they just do this next level commentating, which is awesome. But these days also, the live streams has to be entertaining as well.
They both say hi.
Hello, Sunshine. Welcome to the stream on Facebook. What is up? Thank you, Amber, for telling me I'm doing a good job. That makes me feel really good inside. All right, back to the action here. Three-handed. Pot is now $190. We got a raise from Alice to 125 with King Jack. Folds all the way around to Don with Ace Trade of Spades. Definitely a call here in this spot. Definitely want to see a cheap flop with Ace Trade of Spades. Heads up now. Flop is 5 trade deuce. Don now flopping middle pair. Got shot straight draw, 1 over. He's gonna check it. Action on Alice. Will not see bet. Turn card is gonna be a 9 of diamonds. I think Don might put a bet in here just cause. Alice is showing a little bit of weakness, not betting that flop.
I assume he had it, yeah.
So he might think his trades are good. So he's gonna go ahead and lead out. Now Alice can only raise to take away this pot, but it's not going to. She's going to fold.
This way, he's one to put in 2,500 on a.
Ali Zero used to be a dealer at Daytona and Orange City. Also Ocala when they first opened. Ali probably dealt to me a couple times. I play at OC every now and then. Daytona kind of when I have to play charity events. I've never been to Ocala before, but I do kind of get around and know the competitors and a lot of dealers and staff that run the Florida poker market. Oh, thanks, Sally. Hopefully I didn't play too terrible. All right, heads up action. Jack 4 against 10-4. Flop deuce 9 king. First one in the pot is probably going to take it down, which is going to be George.
show you 3 next.
You had ace 4, you had 9 kick.
I have ace 4. I'm willing to bet you had the best
All
hand.
year long, baby.
What's up, my boy Lou Willie Lawrence?
I'm willing to
Thanks
bet
for
it.
joining
Wait
us
till
here
see
on
it.
Facebook.
I'm willing to bet you had the best hand. Once again, I'm pretty confident.
I had a 4 in my hand also.
There's 5, 8 holes.
4 or 5, so like, you know,
I also had a 4 in my hand.
race.
Raise to 100.
One of the new ways these days, a lot of people are, rather than using poker training
can't be
courses,
defined.
you know, although as a poker player, you're always going to need to study. Always do your homework. Always take some time out of your day to enhance your game. That's why I love poker so much, because there's so many levels of understanding in the game that you just discover just from experience, from talking poker to reading to studying. So one of the new tools these days is the live stream, so you can watch a lot of these games and try to pick up some pointers. So it's very important to watch, whether it's tournaments or cash games, but to just pick up on things that you normally would not just playing poker. I mean, I've learned a lot, only because I commentate and watch poker a ton. However, I don't get to play all that often, but when I do play, I do a lot of hand histories that I've seen on the live streams that has helped my game a lot. I used to be like just super aggro and just like bet, but I've learned there's a lot of reasons why you should be betting, not to be betting, so I kind of helped my game a lot, being able to commentate in this live stream and watch a lot of streams in general.
Thank you.
And that's right, Ali Zero. If you're a brand new player, definitely watching the live stream does help. It does fill those holes that you don't otherwise learn. Poker is a game of learning, and when you're playing live poker and you're a beginner, it does take money. So if you're just learning, it can become very expensive just learning the few things that you wouldn't otherwise learn when you're watching a live stream otherwise, or playing in your game as well. So one of the biggest things to learn is like sizing. So bet sizing for me is probably the biggest thing to learn early on. You want to know what to bet, when to bet it, and in what position. You just can't be just following the action around and just betting just cause. You want to be able to get as much value in your big hands. You want to be able to know what kind of bets you can get players to fold. Scotty says, I wouldn't suggest learning from most of these games because of these players. I do have to agree as well, but I mean, more than that, you have to kind of learn their playing styles as well. So if I were to kind of gauge the play styles of all of our players, Nick is kind of a firecracker. He likes to, like, especially in tournaments, he likes to build big stacks. So he's very aggro. He likes to play a lot of hands. He likes to build stacks very early on, which I've seen him do, but it's kind of counterintuitive sometimes because he blasts off so much, his variance is so high. So although yes, he can build a huge stack very early on, but he also can trap himself and then lose huge pots when he doesn't really need to, when you get very deep in specific events. Alice is, I think, more of a conservative player, although she does spew a little bit, but I think she does have a very good knowledge of the game, so she knows which spots to really kind of be in. But she's one of those players also who's like not afraid about the money, so she'll get into pots, mix it up, which is really good, especially for a female.
Great chips, man.
He got called out long.
And George, our best bet local, probably the most successful, profitable player that I know of in our cash games, especially here at Best Bet. He has it pretty much just locked down. He's going to buy in big every time. He's going to cover everybody. He's going to put you in like tough spots. So one of the players I would advise for everyone to watch would be George in the 3-seat. All right, catching back to the action here. Now Alice, top pair, top kicker, betting 225. Action now Amel, king, queen of diamonds. He's got that flush draw and position. definitely just a call here because just so many players behind. You don't want to raise. He does have a short stack, however, about $1,000 behind. 225 to call. He's going to go all in, which I like this play as well. It's not bad.
Fold 9.
Although he is behind.
Just go ahead and call, please.
Alice is probably just going to get it out here.
Stream's time, okay?
She probably knows she's just pretty much in the flipping spot. All right, now
Say once or twice.
deuce of hearts on the turn.
Huh?
They're asking if they're going to run it twice.
They're not scared.
They are going to run it once. So in the spot, I think kind of lost action there.
Anyway, by the way.
Did Mel hit the diamonds? Yes, he did.
I would have said twice.
All right, so another double up for Mel.
975 total.
You missing my catch.
Alice now losing another pretty big pot. Pretty standard spot though. You're definitely going to be calling top pair, top kicker, especially somebody who's short and shoving in that spot. Pretty no-brainer. Tough run out for Alice though. So twice she's double up 2 players, so she is now pretty behind. So as of right now, Alice is stuck 3,700. So she doubled up Nick, now doubled up Mel. So the 2 players who are up for the night has gotten all their chips from Alice. Ali 0, yes, that asking for the running it twice was a little late.
Perry, we're doing time slot. You good?
Usually when you're asking to run the board twice in the bigger cash games, which they allow you to do, if that, it has to be agreed upon before the next streak. So that was a little bit late, and they kind of started the conversation, but at that point I would have ruled it. Sorry guys, as turns out, can't really be asking to run it twice in that spot. The reason why players run it multiple times in the bigger games is because to lessen the variance. The general rule of thumb is either you're going to run it twice all the time or not. So if you're just going to run it once, you can't be picking and choosing, although you can, but as far as the table ethics, you're just going to have to choose either or.
I have one of yours. You have one of mine, I have one of yours.
What's up, Sean Wheeling? Dropping in to check out the action. What's up, Doug Morrow? Let's go, Dallas Alice. Fendi bag. Whee! So, a couple fans from Alice. Alice, I think, is she's from around places, pretty well known. I think she used to do a podcast or something with her boyfriend Hunter.
Sounds like ready to start talking about.
I'm not really sure of all the details, but I met Alice about last year doing our War Poker Tour. Kind of talked a little bit about our live stream games and everything else. So very sweet girl. Love having her around.
Punish him, Ben.
Punish him, Ben. Do it.
Ben, boy.
Yeah.
What's up, Brian Baker in our Facebook chat? Thanks for joining us.
Punish him, Perry.
Get him, Perry.
And back to the action now. Looks like we might we might have a big pot here brewing. Ben Diebold with a 3-bet with 6-5 of spades to $350. Perry with ace king of spades, just a call. And John with king nine of clubs. 3-way action and pot's now 1,100. There's our flop. Flop is a 7 queen deuce rainbow.
25 is the bet.
Ace king now ahead, but he played it pretty passively. John's gonna check his king high. Ben's gonna go for a C bet because he definitely 3-bet. Definitely wants to try to squeeze any players out of this pot. Kind of polarized. There's no real draws in this board, so it's a pretty safe bet for a C bet. You're only getting called here by top pair or any kind of draw, maybe a set. So a very safe play for Ben to just C-bet with 6 high. And he's going to take this down.
Ben, show the bluff.
All right, he didn't have any of those cards. He didn't have any of those cards.
But it's good.
Thank you.
Just character.
Thank you. And then can I get
Abir is disagreeing with me. He says the best player, cash player from Best Bet is Sean Winner. Well, of course, Sean Winner is going to be the best player out of Best Bet, only because he is literally a high roller, multimillionaire, travels all around the world, plays only huge 25K high rollers, 100,000K high rollers. Sean Winner, definitely the best of the best that Best Bet has developed. He did start out here at Orange Park, along with Sam Soverall, who is also a super pro. But as far as day-to-day local players who grind here every single day, it's going to be George. Sean Winner is only here for the series, so our World Poker Tour series, he stops in. He'll stop in every now and then, but you'll rarely see Sean Winner play in any games other than our biggest games. But George plays it all. He plays 2-5, he plays 5-10, he plays it all. He plays tournaments. So as far as the Best Bet regular, George is going to be at the top of that. As far as any players coming out from Best Bet, definitely Sean Winner is one of the best players to come out of Best Bet.
He could have just check raised them and then bomb river again. Hold it. 2K? 20-piece black? They call it like the 2 pumpkins, but they don't call 20-piece black.
That's what got me involved. That pumpkins is snapped.
5 aces to 100.
All right, John now waking up with pocket 7s, going to put in a raise into $100. Folds all the way around to Ben with ace 8 of
Ben, you let me down.
spades.
I thought you had one more in you. Third time's the charm, you know, that's the saying.
He knows 3 times I always just fire back. He knows he just got to have it the 3rd time.
So heads up between John and Ben. Flop trade 9-8, 2 hearts. John with the C bet.
Open the door.
Definitely a pocket pair in the spot. It's going to be good. However, Ben does have him out flops. 8s with the ace kicker. He's going to definitely call. 2 to go. Definitely never want to shut down heads up. You definitely want to play post flop. 6 of diamonds now on the turn. Gives John open-ended. Definitely going to put another bet in here, I think, because of that heart draw and diamond draw. Just a lot of my hands there that I just want to protect. So I like this bet here from John.
When he first met her, they were watching How I Met Your Mother. I'll never forget this story. This was a long time ago. And he's
I
like,
think Ben in the spot only check calling here for value or calling here for value. Hoping to keep the pot small. 9 clubs on the turn. So John, kind of a predicament now. Like you have middle pair. He's just gonna have to give this one up. Ben will probably check call any spot in this because the diamonds didn't hit, the hearts didn't hit. If you're gonna call the turn with a pair of 8s, you're definitely gonna call on the river with no draw catching up.
And I'm really forgetful. I watch a movie and then I forget
Ben
what
is
it
a player that does understand that as well. You don't always have to play the best hand. You always have to play the player. So in that spot, Ben did know that John was playing kind of conservative, did play kind of weak. So thought his 8s were good, and they were. Rodney Dewberry Jr., TYK, what you saying, brah?
8 raises to 125.
What's TYK? I'm not really familiar with that acronym. TYK. Thank you, K? What is that? What does that mean?
3 clubs.
Oh, yeah, shout out to David Jackson. What is up? David Jackson's probably by far my favorite player to like this watch play. So, in my opinion, David Jackson is probably the most consistent tournament player I've ever seen.
3 times 5.
If you check out his results on Head Mob or just playing in general, like he just has it.
1 fold, 3 fold.
If you don't know David Jackson, definitely look him up. He is definitely a beast. If he gets deep, he's probably going to win it. He is my favorite as far as any tournaments by far. He's won a lot of trophies from us. Such a good dude. David Jackson just won an event out in the Borgata for about $300,000, going heads up with Shannon Shore. and binks it for the title. So definitely a good shout out to David Jackson. Does regularly play our best bet events also. So much love to him, hands down.
Oh, sorry.
Get me out of the way.
7 volts.
Good call, sir. Good call, sir. Good call.
9 volts.
He also was behind 4-1 against Shannon Shore. I think Shannon had like 12 million or 10 million, and then David started like heads up play at 2 million. So yeah, so David came back to win the event down 4-1. So you got to know, like, dude, David Jackson, very good player. Toby Boaz as well. He's one of those rising stars. Just super smart, super intelligent. He's been playing a lot of events, going super deep in a lot. He's very due to score big. I think he won one of our events for about 80 or 90,000. But Toby Boaz, definitely a player to also watch out for. Super good local best bet player. I'm sorry, back to the action here now. Perry pocket sixes, Nick with pocket trays, Alice with top pair. Pot is at $565. Check to Alice. Definitely want to put a bet in there. Diamonds aren't there. King 9, 10 straight is also there as well. She's got a gut shot straight draw. So Alice is going to bet 350, pretty conservative, but probably will get a call from anybody that would have a draw. Perry's going to fold. Nick is going to make a play at it. Look at that. He's going to make the call as well. So Nick only looking for a tray, but if there a diamond hits, he might bet it. So Nick is going to check. So I think the thinking Nick here in this spot, I think if a diamond were to hit, he will probably would have check raise or bet into it at huge to get Alice off of her hand. But Alice with just a pair of queen kicker is just going to check for value. No reason to bet in that spot because she's probably, if you get raised with just one pair with the ace showing, you're going to have to call pretty big re-raise. So checking in that spot, definitely the move.
You're on board.
I have been playing this game a long time. I have been playing piano for a month and a half straight.
We could still do that, though.
Where?
Houston.
You played PL month that you thought King High was good earlier?
I mean, I was in Houston for a month.
One of the awesome things about David Jackson's play is that is his bet sizing. He has some weird like algorithm where he knows exactly what to bet. He knows when to overbet. He knows what to bet to get you to fold. He knows when to call when he's super shallow. It just his understanding of live reads and the situation just puts him so over the top on a lot of players that I know of, and for him to like just use that in his tools and his it's just an awesome player. If you ever get to watch David Jackson play, it's pretty sick to watch.
It's like you pay for a membership,
Quasi
and you pay time. Like, you pay for your seat. Like one place is $10 every half, and there's no rate. But you pay at the end of the night.
You get a card. You get loaded on your card.
So Alice flopping top pair, top kick here, and we got George with bottom pair. He's gonna lead him with $300. Alice with just a smooth call, which I do recommend as well. The board is not texturized. There's no flush draws out there yet. There's no straight draws out there yet. I'm not going to put George on a set because, like, whatever. I'm just going to try to pull George in to try to bluff me off. So checks the turn. River card, deuce of clubs, and George is going to river trip deuces. And Alice is such in the bad spot. She's probably going to pay this off. This is so horrible. Bet of 300 from Alice. George is gonna just like, he's just gonna bomb this pot, and then Alice is, she's gonna call. She's gonna call.
You got the pen,
super tough. This is when George is like so good. He has the stack to just really mess you up. He can call those bets with any kind of draw, any kind of pair. But when he gets there, he's going to get max value all the time. every time, and that's George's game.
Thank you.
He's gonna put you in spots. He's gonna call super shallow, super short. But when he gets there, he knows he's gonna pay you out. So that is George's game. He can be stuck 10K
I wasn't in that hand.
early
I
on,
don't care.
but he knows he's gonna get that back because he's gonna give you action. And the reason why you're always gonna pay him off because you just don't know where George is at. He's gonna play 5 dudes. He's gonna play bottom pair and call you all the way down and then spike it and just put you to the test for all your chips. So that's why George
Oh,
is
no,
probably
no, no,
the
okay.
most
I thought you did right now.
profitable
I just have to put it
player
in the computer.
here at Best Bet,
Sorry,
playing
sorry.
all
I thought you
games,
got more right now.
hands down. That's it. And Alice having not a very good night tonight, just getting some bad spots.
Six folds.
Oh, you told me? You can't do it there, man.
So again, guys, if you're watching our live stream, especially if you're a bigger player, this is like one of the reasons why to watch our live streams. You want to know who our Best Bet regulars are. You want to know how they play. So watching our live streams and then getting in the game, jumping in the game with them, puts you in such a more advantage to the rest of the players who don't do their studying, don't do their homework against the players they play with. If you want to be a successful poker player, you really have to open up your game. You have to study. You have to watch these live streams. You have to read. There's just so much that you're not picking up. Just playing the game and just firing off. Do your homework. If you're going to play, especially high stakes, you want to know your players. So one of those big advantages are, I mean, if they're going to play live streams, you want hand histories. So more so often than not, to be a successful poker player, do your homework. Always better your game. There's never, oh, my game's good enough, I don't have to study. There's always studying to do. There's always advance to your game. And one of the beauty parts of why I love poker so much is when I achieve a new level of understanding in the game, I feel like I just want to play more, and then just like I just make moves where I usually wouldn't have, and I'm like, oh, that's the reason why I did that, because there's things that I would not have had seen if I hadn't like really watched how it went down, or to break it down to like break hands down on why players are betting this way, and understand why you're making these kind of moves. So it just opens up your game so much more.
Alice, it's going to start on you. Two folds. Three raises to 100. Four folds.
Just respect what you think. Yeah. 125.
Six folds.
No way. Fucking extra like 5 gallons of gas.
7 folds. 8 folds.
All right, once again, everybody, if you're just joining us, this is Best Bet Live. We are Best Bet Jacksonville, located in Florida. We have 2 properties, one at Orange Park, one in Jacksonville. Here at Best Bet Jacks is our flagship property. Huge poker room. We have over 70 poker tables. Also, a lot of the kind of carnival games as well, including 1-card poker, 2-card poker, 3-card poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, Pie Gal, Chase the Flush, or High Card Flush. So, a lot for anybody who wants to play here at all levels, whether you're a 2-4 limit player or a 2-5 grinder, or if you're just a 1-3 player, or even just a tournament player. There's so much here at Best Bet Jacks. That's why our room is so awesome. There is something for everyone, not just the big games, not just the smaller games, but like, dude, just like one of the best things as a poker player is table selection. So if you go to any other poker room, if you're not super big, I mean, if you have a 2-5 table selection of like 6-7 tables, it's awesome. A lot of rooms only have maybe 2 or 3, or maybe just 1 2-5 game. But here we'll have 6 to 7. And that does say a lot for a successful poker room. All right, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and take a little small break here. I'm going to catch you with the action, so I will be back here in about 5 or 10 minutes. And again, thanks for watching here on Twitch and on Facebook. I will be right back, and I'll see you guys here in a bit.
4 checks, 5 checks. 3 checks, 4 checks, 5 checks. 3 checks, 4 checks, 5 checks.
Wings. Obviously, the nuts.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Four folds.
From now on, you're
That's fine. 5 folds.
fine.
6 folds. 7 raises to 75.
That's
Wait.
normal.
8
That's
folds.
not a raise. That's not a raise.
That's right.
9 raises to 275. 1 folds. 2 folds.
Raise.
That's what I like.
Yeah. See, drop you know. Alright, good.
3 calls.
You should never do that to a Michael Jackson jacket. You should never. Oh, the whole conference is
7 raises to 1100. 8 folds.
Did you get sushi?
Yeah, I did.
9 folds. Three folds.
That was.
Don had to be a big man and 3-bet.
Thank you.
Not good enough. Not 5.
Doesn't matter.
Not 5 bet level.
Shot
I
11.
100% would have 3-bet if you didn't.
God, let me have an amazing hand this level. Not 3 bet.
You seen Susie, Don?
This time
Two folds.
I'll win the flip.
Same hand I 3-bet you with earlier.
Really?
I swear it's the same hand. You got my word.
I saw a deuce sitting.
It's out my shoulder.
Neither one of the
I saw
deuce.
both of them.
Right.
7
Hey,
bucks,
where's the
3
deuce
hearts.
at?
I said deuce for free, yeah.
Alright, 5
That was my
folds,
second
6
one.
folds,
It's
7
close.
folds.
Where's the deuce at?
8 calls
Ace
50,
king suited,
9
Betty.
folds.
Betty boy.
That's what they got showing. But they got that queen showing? I don't know.
1 raises to 200.
Cook your midnight steak and sit down. I mean, if I'm stuck,
that-
I'll be eating after 5 times. Can't afford it.
8 checks.
It's what they say. You know. I'm stuck, man.
Jack off again.
Not that
1 bet's 225.
I guess it's worse.
We got stuck down all of a sudden, he ain't hungry.
Maybe I'll flip it tonight.
Huh? Yeah. I'll either
8 raises to 600.
or
1 call.
All in.
8 is all in. 1 fold.
I like it.
Alright, they ain't sucking out on you, baby. He's sucking out over here.
Yep, there's change here. Thank you.
Give him 6 back.
8 raises to 50, 9 folds. 1 calls, 2 folds. 3 raises to 250, 4 folds. 5 folds. 250. 8 folds.
I want him to fold and you to call.
1 fold. Thank you.
So I want that.
Alright, that one's not yet. No.
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 I have one I can call with, but I need 3 or 4 with action.
Oh, I got that. Definitely not.
Just 3 or 4 with action, but I don't let you stay here.
Eight folds. 9 folds. 1 folds, 2 folds, 3 folds.
Don't.
4 folds.
500.
I'm with you. Let's go.
5 raises to 500. 7 calls.
500 on flop 2 fold.
Me.
5 checks.
Oh.
7 checks.
Oh,
5
hey.
checks. 7 checks.
Got it.
Oh,
Oh, it's
got it.
over.
Ship it, baby.
I didn't fit Queen 70 look computer in.
Shot, please. I'm stuck now, guys. The game's on.
How do I not win after spade come on, bro?
Thank you.
Any spade, any pair,
You're
supposed to be just
any king?
500 is way better than 15.
Yeah, well, as soon as the spade comes in, it's automatic.
Yeah.
It was you.
That's obvious.
I should let him buy out.
That's right. You should have done a deal.
I wanted
You
the
wouldn't
whole
feel it too
500.
good about the
I wanted the whole 500, baby.
I was feeling good about the queen. He showed me a 9. I was beating one of hands.
What? 8 or 9 folds. 1
Doing
fold,
great.
2 folds.
I'm like, I don't see a 9.
3 raises to 100. 4 folds. 5 folds. 7 folds. Yep. 8 folds.
I just had to stink John real quick.
Thank you.
Damn, he would have won that one. He was here. And that cards were different. He still would have won.
Ben's more fun than Lee.
You'd have been at 25.
Lee's way fun. He's super fun. Yeah, Lee's hilarious. I don't know. Oh, he's definitely funny. I don't know the number of action. One time.
1 folds. 2 folds. 3 folds.
And the fact that he's muffled me.
4 raises to 100.
You know,
5 folds.
you know he's
7
actually
folds.
going to do that.
8 folds. 9 raises to 350.
Robert C for 2-2. Robert 2-2, your hand.
4 folds.
I'm stuck.
Don, you got a lot of good hands
Stuck.
tonight.
I'm snapping you out.
A lot of good hands tonight,
You gotta
Don.
think.
Must keep getting pocket aces.
A bucket access.
Yeah, all the time.
Wasn't it just, is that what you just figured if they're spending it? I mean, it's around there. Gotta be honest.
But
Same result.
I don't know, whenever he got the hard part, he goes hard.
4-bit that out.
yeah.
Hard part? Hard city.
Now remember the video of me stacking
3
down, guys.
folds.
Gotta snap his neck.
4 folds.
Good fold, Ben. Good fold.
5 raises to 100. 7 folds.
Next time I'll have it. Next time I'll have it.
1 fold.
400.
It alternates.
I just want a pair. I'm gonna flop a 7.
I hear you.
We can't go nowhere.
Fuck this.
Can't go nowhere that jack four, baby.
Jack 4 deuce, man.
Too many outs. You sure you want that? Turn 4 ball. Oops. Oops.
You got the victory lap in? $1,000 gotta get the scroll.
3 volts. 4 raises to 100.
Wait, what'd you say?
Raise 5 volts.
Raise!
7
Whoa.
volts. 8
Whoa.
volts. 9 volts.
Where's the taser?
1 volt, 2 volts.
You want the truth? Get this man down. Get him down.
Got dog peeing on the stuff.
What? Don't you know that I get people tased here?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did you hear last Christmas?
You got somebody taste?
I did. Backing up.
This is long as
Ready to kill me.
it's not mixed with pepper spray.
Yep.
I'm not sure they get tased though.
Pepper spray? Pepper spray. I had both.
4 volts.
Really?
I've never been tased, but I know what pepper spray feels like.
9 volts. I've been tased before, but never pepper sprayed. 7 raises to 7
It just keeps fucking reactivating.
8 volts.
What the hell did you get tased?
No, I've never been tased. I said I've been pepper sprayed.
This is a drunk enough. I didn't feel it, man. I was drunk.
9 volts.
You got pepper spray when we went to that girl.
1
that
volts.
she didn't want to be touched.
2 volts.
Damn, George, not bad.
Pepper
Real
spray,
ugly right
like
there.
somebody sprayed a phone. I picked it up and I was like,
Are you serious? They got you like that? You hear this?
1 jet.
They pepper sprayed the phone and you picked it up.
7 jets.
In
9
Columbus,
jets.
cops used to have to get pepper sprayed and tased.
Yeah, you have
no,
to.
most places.
Not in Columbus anymore.
1 bet's 125.
Now it's an option.
I know it, like,
My
in
buddy's
That's an option.
the military, you have to go
Yeah, in
through
the
me with it.
military you have to.
Okay, so I say my buddy's last class, like his last cop class was the last one that had to do it.
Who would just be like, yeah, I'll take
7 volts.
I think it's like a peer pressure thing. I think they still mostly do it. I think like, cause you're in like a class, like if the officers want you to fucking do it, like they can fuck with your life while you're still there. So you probably should do it.
And once that, like, you know, 5 or 6 people do it, okay, I'll do it. So now I'm
One
like,
jet.
they don't gotta do it.
He told me some sort. They don't play in Columbus. Like I guess this one guy was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like during like training, and like he tried to get back in there. Like, oh no, you just quit. Like he didn't like bust out like the activity. Like just like I don't want to do this anymore. Like they're like, oh no, you just quit.
Oh, so it's just like,
And he's bouncing.
1 volt.
it's like the Navy SEALs out here.
275, Don.
I know.
I
Oh,
didn't
fuck. I'm gonna do that with Jack 4.
Columbus cops are also dirty apparently. He was taking like walking the guy in the county jail and the guy spit on him. So he took his knife back and fucking busted him. It's not. So his like boss caught him in, like his commanding officer was like, show you a video. He's like, I want to see it happen again. And just fucking broke the video. Because they got cameras outside the county jail.
Yeah, check the flap. What the hell do
He
I
was
have?
like, I don't want to see shit like this happen again, but didn't do anything. So,
I did. You sir. You smoke. You smoke. Wow.
I've never been,
I've been to county a couple times.
Some people don't know.
Oh yeah. That's right. This doesn't smell of it.
First time I was there, I was 19. I got me for like fucking me up. I go in there.
Wherever you don't spill
fucking
over
from high school was in there wearing a Dare t-shirt. I laughed so hard.
Late.
Yeah.
Spill them all, baby.
Delete the last 30 seconds. Delete the last 30
They
seconds.
don't edit that. They don't edit shit here.
I had one.
7 days. 7-3 in. About that time. It is. He really wants my money, so.
when you get to the game,
Shit, we all did.
Did you just win something or?
Johnny, can we get the game on? I know you're listening. Can we get the game, please?
Do you have 2? I'm out. George?
What you're not
No. That was his car, right there.
I have no idea. I don't matter. No, this is right. This is right.
It doesn't matter. We all throw it back.
It doesn't matter.
He wants his 4.
None of us have looked.
I didn't know that.
I wasn't
I
aware.
meant the dealer said bring it back, so it's.
I wasn't aware.
I mean, none of us have looked.
Main event, see?
They're random.
Main event?
Look them up. They come around with
I
this big.
just sold it though.
You can do that. Oh, really? You can make, you can
I'm
make
still gonna
9
play
on
it.
9 there. We just take one for. Any play look?
Yeah, it is.
For mud?
I try to tell people that all the time. They're like, oh,
Peter.
Hey, any for, it's gonna end up the same way, John.
Yeah, I'm still gonna play it.
Somebody's gonna get a good
I'll
one,
buy it from
somebody's
you if you
not.
want to sell it.
sure.
Give me 9,000 right now, and I'm gonna get it for you.
How it works? I don't know.
Oh,
Seat open.
I already sold it.
Seat open.
Yeah, I already sold it.
Seat open.
I don't even know that you could.
I take 25.
Way better than PLO.
I'm still gonna play it.
We're playing Pai Gow, man.
You're not gonna play
There's
it?
just so much to go through. I'm not a big fan.
Johnny.
We can red and black every end.
Johnny. Can I get the game, please?
That's what I thought about.
It's really fucking
I
can barely be. I can barely do. I mean,
That's the jumper. That's nice. That's wet.
I think
the whole like walking into it, it's like.
You trying to win the pocket that hit you for time? I know this game. I know this game. I know this game, Perry. Hit you for time, you gotta win the
I don't
pot.
know about that.
Yeah.
I didn't, wasn't even aware.
I just missed.
my thing was I wanted it for like
you don't got
$200. I'm like, just sell it and just win out there. And I'll be mad if I lose the first day. I missed up $10,000. So I could that cash. I'll just win my way.
The travel package? Get that?
Yeah.
You last it? You know what I saw? I'll buy one tonight. I'm probably gonna go. Shoot point, that's fine.
Good flow.
You got a whole lot of sex.
You're convincing me. You should absolutely play. You know, but the only time we play all year is when you show like.
Did I get hit for the damn time?
M.E.T.
72.
Didn't I set the record for that shit last time we
Probably
played?
similar.
No, I did. Oh, I got it like freaking 6 times in a row.
John, know what you play.
Did you win any out of those 6 hands?
No, I don't remember, but I'm just telling you, every time I turn around, I was in seat 1 and it was an ace every time.
Okay.
These guys don't forget anything, they know the night I'm talking about. I know damn well I had to set it up if it was such
No, I'll put $11 in my pocket.
Yes.
I don't know if it matters. I put $11 on. I put $11. Yeah.
That matters.
It was in my pocket. That's one.
It makes it 75.
Yeah. I ain't gonna have it.
That's huge the whole game.
1 calls. 2 folds. 3 calls. 4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. 3 calls. 8 checks. 1 check. 200 to bet and 3. 8 folds. And 1.
Showtime, John.
Oh, you missed it. We were gone. Me and Nick were $5 flip. All right, so I got a message for y'all.
You what?
Tell L we quit playing like a little bit.
Like why he had it
I
on.
can't believe we pulled an 18 the next week.
I told you he was watching the stream. I told you he was watching
I
the
don't know who L is, but
I told you he didn't figure out how to spell my name. Bro, Lindell. It's not hard.
No one ever texted me about this game. That's the second person. Like, you're a bitch for holding.
I hit a 9. First card I showed was a 9. Oh, there it is. That's
All right?
it.
I told you he studied. He studied. He's like, I'm ready tomorrow.
Trying this game. Trying to start playing one. That's probably why I don't know.
3 makes it 100.
We can start at heads up. 3 o'clock. Be here. I'll start heads up.
Sure, earlier than that. I think I got to the hotel by fucking 1:30 I think.
4 makes it 3.
When I go deep. Ah, shit, I should have gotten a piece.
5 folds. 6
I
folds.
got a piece of Peter last year.
7 folds.
How much you man? Was it man or was it?
Oh, no, he got a bunch. Did he come in like 18th or something?
That was right.
Yeah, like 200 something. Cherokee, Maine, Washington River, Peter, Toby, and I all believe it.
Peter Kobe what?
Peter, Toby, and I all made top 15.
Sick brag.
He throws other names in there that way he can brag about it. You know?
No,
it's not a.
It's cool that
We all made it, whatever. I don't know. I was there. I don't know.
You heard he said I a lot of like Toby, Peter, and I.
We're all friends. Like,
I don't know. Whatever.
And how come when both of them tell me the story, they just say like Peter and I and Toby and I, they don't include you?
I don't know, man.
They say I.
100 go.
I made it.
6, 7 fold.
Toby's the only person really had.
3 play.
Last year.
Check.
Toby always drinking.
150 is the best in the fold. Call 5. Fold 8. Heads up. Check 4.
Peter.
Thank you.
Only one up from here, boys.
One calls, 2 folds. 3 makes it 150. 4 folds. Five raises, 500. 6, 7, 8 folds. 9 folds. 1 fold. And 3. Button.
Show the bad one, show the bad one.
I think that's just 2. I think that's just 2.
Bad one.
I don't have a bad one. I have a nut, buddy.
That was good, obviously. Try to defend.
Oh, you're not saying.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. That is the nuts. I saw Nick in there. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, they dominated.
Think about how many people would have saved money if Lee doesn't come up with stupid panda thing.
I know Peter's one. You know, Peter made the top 15 with Pro down there.
2 folds.
I mean, you wouldn't play it half the amount of times.
3 folds.
Yeah, no.
4 folds.
I'm definitely out with it. I did it for Lee.
5 makes it 100. 6 folds.
Do it for Lee. Do the king 9 for George.
Hey, humble, man.
Take care easy.
You raised too much.
Too much.
Call from the 1.
I put in 4 chip, you put in 1 chip.
1 check. 100 is the best in 5. Call 1.
Never give up for 1 bet. Always full turn though.
Check 1.
Keep them in.
Check 5. Check 1. 400 is the bet in 5. Raise to 800 from the 1.
My stuff, we full tutor. Yeah, tutor.
Okay, so another round that brings on me again.
Waters!
Call from the five. Can I get a drink and a water? Can I get a drink and a water? I'm getting that bottle now. You talking, man. Talking my lingo. You get a bottle of penny? Nah. I'm just get a same thing for the bottle of water, please. Hot double coffee with cream and the water, please. Hot double coffee with cream and water, please. What happened in the last hand?
John, no win.
No, I'm good, thank you.
3 fold?
I'm all right now.
Well, I'll save mine for later. 4 folds.
Need to wake up.
5 folds.
Nick drinking?
Man, I want to go all out. I was going to drink as Nick drank.
You got a margarita.
I would have got a cocktail.
9 folds. 1 fold.
Can I get a food order, possibly? As well.
Call from the 2. Heads up.
Told me that. When you're done.
2 checks. $75 bet from 7. Call 2. Check 2.
All right, everybody. I am back in the chat, back commentating for you all. I had to take a little bit of a break, but again, thanks for joining us, everybody, here on Best Bet Live on Twitch and on Facebook. What is up? All right, so I'm going to catch up with the chat here. Ali Zero, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Andrew Orso wants to know who's the tightest player at the table. From my own opinions would be, let's see here, I think Mel, because he's playing so short, although he had 2 double ups. But because he's playing so shallow, he's not going to want to get involved unless he has some kind of premiums. Who else is in the game that's pretty tight? I think Perry might be a little bit tight as well. Lindell does play a little conservative, in my opinion. He's not going to go full on aggro.
Can I get a
Don in the 9th seat is also a bit of a tight player. More so passive aggressive.
Protein shake?
Protein.
If you want to see some stats here, just to know what is going on. Current stat counts of the night right now after 50 hands. George is up a little bit, 3,800. Mel on a short stack at 2,300. Started the day with $1,000. Here's your VPIP voluntary put in pot. So Nick is playing 40% of his hands, and Mel is playing only 10% of his hands. Alice playing pretty passive aggressive. So bottom tiers as far as playing number of hands, Lindell, Don, Alice, and Mel playing very tight. Here's your pre-flop raise aggression. Here's your aggro frequency. So again, based on the stats, players that are playing pretty tight are going to be Perry, Alice, Lindell, Don, and Mel. Here's your win to showdown. And here's your win-losses of the night. George up 3,800, Ben up 1,700, Mel up 1,300. Losers in the game right now. Alice is stuck above 5K. John is stuck 1,600. And there you go.
Ball 9, ball 1, ball 2.
All right, back to the action here with the Don top pair, ace 10, Ben with a pair of queens. He does have that hard draw. He's going to lead up to 450. Action back on Don, putting him in the spot here. Doesn't have a very good kicker with his ace, but also the hard draw is there. Pot's at 1,300. Very bottom of his range here if Don's going to call this turn bet. He also has to realize he's going to probably call a $600 to $800 bet on the river, so decides not to continue with the best hand. All right, guys, dropping some links here. Again, if you want to check out Card Player Poker Tour Series, starts tomorrow with event number 1. $100,000 guaranteed prize pool, 360 buy-in. Flights 1 through 4 will start Friday and Saturday, noon and 6 o'clock starts. Registration for the first 6 levels of play. So 30-minute levels, day 1, 40-minute blind levels, day 2. Registration will close at about 3 hours and 20 minutes from the time it starts. After the action, Nick with a raise to $100. It's ace jack. George is going to make the call with queen 9. Lindell with pocket 6s, making the call. Definitely don't want to squeeze in that spot because you're between two very big players. Now, a flop of 6s. Flop of a set of 6s for Lindell. He's going to play it slow. Turn card tray of spades. George's going to bet 100. Lindell is just going to walk him through it. Nick making the call as well.
He's going to see it there. He's going to be honest.
4 of diamonds on the river.
That's why I'm honest when I tell you.
Now 6 is full of trays. The boat for Lindell is good. He's going to go ahead and make a value bet. 425. Nick is going to fold. George probably not going to make a play with Lindell, knowing because Lindell is playing so conservative. How much out there George can beat. Even to bluff at it would have been a bad spot. So pot goes to Lindell.
Stop guessing my hand. I got to guess your hand.
You want to do a round of straddles?
You say that after I make it quads, man.
Straddle? Round of straddles?
Sure.
Anybody against it? You against it? Round of straddles?
I guess they're discussing a round of straddle just to open up the action. So Ben's going to head and decide to straddle for 1 round to $50.
So you can take it back.
All right, straddle from Ben. Now a raise from Perry to 150 with the mystery hand.
I'm sure basketball.
Don 8-7 of diamonds. Definitely going to make a call here.
Call 9. Fold 1. Fold 2.
Folds all the way around to Lindell with a jack tray. He's going to fold. Mel with 5 tray. He's going to fold. So mystery hand with Ben and Perry.
All you got to do is beat a blind hand.
All right,
baby.
Ben's got king 10.
I'm waiting on that.
Pretty good hand to start on the straddle. He's going to definitely raise. 150 to go. I'm sorry, he just called. My bad. Raise from Perry Pre. All right, flop is 4, 7, 6. Top pair for Don. Open-ended straight draw. Oh, sorry, gut set straight draw. Perry's going to bet 500 to go. I would like a call from Don here in this spot. Just hit a miracle card. 5 would do amazing, but he does have top pair. Ben is going to fold. Full on turn card tray of diamonds. Perry is going to check. I think Perry might have a mid pocket pair here. I think maybe pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 10s. All right, river cars, a 4 of clubs. Perry is going to show.
So what are you waiting on?
I should have called when you said that, then.
I wasn't going to like
5-3.
call Don, but I was going to call.
Look at that. Perry shows pocket 8s. soul read from me. Look
Can-
at
I mean,
that.
if,
Actually can
touchdowns or anything,
give some live reads. So yeah, pocket 8s in that spot. Only makes sense because pretty good pre-flop raise. Best flop, checks turn. Kind of puts you in that medium pair range.
You could have pair 5. Pair 5. You know what
All right, guys. Looks like we lost you guys on Facebook. I'm gonna rebroadcast here. Looks like we went through 4 hours already.
Raise 75%. 8 fold, 9
Give me that quarter. Easy money.
I'm good.
Your math still sucks. He had 40 out there.
Your math sucks more at 35 out there.
No, that's not true. I'd be closer. It wouldn't suck more. You shall, Perry?
they weren't gonna do it. I will, I don't care.
I think only one person's not doing it.
We're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, I think everybody else is.
All right, well, if everybody else will do it, I'll do it. You know, I don't care.
I ain't agree to that shit.
Well, okay, well,
9 fold.
I'm still doing it.
I'm in there. You got me.
Raise
Yeah.
200 from the 1, 2 and 3.
One round.
I don't think the
Yeah,
four
one
will make any difference to you.
One round, Balboa.
All night.
One round.
All night. All night.
6 fold, 7
It's not
fold,
the contract.
200 total.
Let's make a sign new one.
What?
Let's make a sign new one.
Oh, let's hear about you want to go to your mom and cry.
Fine.
Everybody will cry with them zeros in there, with them queens you're holding.
All night. All night. All night.
All right, sorry guys, we are back on with Facebook. Thanks for joining back. For some reason, our stream ended a little bit early for Facebook. Usually, we are able to stream for about 2 hours. I'm sorry, 4 hours, but looks like they cut us off at 2.
Cry with them zeros in there, with them queens you're holding.
So the reason, guys, I had to restart Facebook was because we ran a lot less. Sorry, guys, we are back on with Facebook. Thanks for joining back. For some reason, our stream ended a little bit early for Facebook. We are able to stream for about 2 hours. Watching on Twitch 4 hours, but looks like they cut us off at 2 stream for any amount of time. So, pause that. There we go. All right, echo should be fixed. Sorry about that, guys.
Only real players fold this. All the fish are in. 7 checks, 8 checks, 9 checks. 125 from the 1.
Derek Box, yeah, I should have fixed that. Tell me if that works better. I have to restart Facebook. That's why we hear the echo.
Fold 8, fold 9. Jack is 3.
Thank you. All right, welcome back to the Facebook stream. Kim, Chuck, and Gary.
1, check 3.
What's up, Derek Box? Saying hello on Twitch.
Check 3.
What's up, TTT Dave? Thanks for stopping on by.
Doing good.
Derek Box, I'm going to see you here during the Card Player Poker Tour Series. Going to be a lot of games for you to play in. Love to see you back on the live stream. We got 5-10 and a quarter PLO next week, Thursday. Going to be a big game. If you haven't played in our streams before, I'll try to definitely get you in on the big game. What's up, Big Balls? Good to see ya. What's up with the shout outs?
3 folds. 3 folds.
How much would y'all play a bomb pop for?
300 apiece. 5 folds. 6 folds.
Yeah, Derek, I did see that you did get wrecked on that last 5-10 in the quarter, but you need to come back and get some vengeance.
3 plays.
Jax1979 says, let's get an 8-game mix on there. Hell yeah. Love seeing some mix in the room. Definitely would love to live stream it. Not a lot of mixed games being played here in Florida, which is kind of weird. One of the best games that I like personally to play is like the draw games. Ace to 5, deuce to 7, little Badugi, Badesi. Those are really fun games to play if you're getting bored of Hold'em or Omaha. But again, in 5, 10, and quarter PLO next week. Let's change it up a little bit.
Truffle shuffle.
Why you gotta bring up the truffle shuffle when it's a bigger man? Like, why you gotta do that guy?
So South Florida has 200, 410, 14 different games. Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely put a bunch of mixed games in here if you want to play. We'll play anything you want to play here at Best Bet Jacks.
I saw the theaters like a year ago. I saw it before that, but like they were like replaying it in the theater and all this stuff.
Big hand. Real big hand.
A lot of games that I like getting in the mix again is like Ace to 5, Deuce to 7, Badugi, Badesi. For the draw games, I don't necessarily like Pineapple. Crazy Pineapple is kind of a weird game for me. I don't like playing those. One of the games that I used to like to play a lot was 2 or All. Basically, you're playing a 5-card Omaha with a draw at the end. This is a sick game in my opinion. So much action if you want to play different variants of a mix of Omaha and Hold'em and draw. So again, that's 2 or All. I think they call it something different. They play it at the win. I forgot what they call it, but it's basically you're dealt 5 cards. You play Omaha high-low using the best 2 cards in your hand on the flop. And also, if you are able to make a hand within your 5-card hand, whether it's a high or low, it's also good for half the pot.
I used to play a game with one guy.
And one of the best parts of that game is you get to draw at the very end. So if you have no hand at all at the river and you want to draw, and it's pretty much a big bet for every card that you draw for. So you can basically have 0 to the nuts based on the draw. Yeah, Dramaha. that's what the game is called, Dramaha. But one of my favorite games to play.
So they had to flip it like every 4 hours, 3 hours.
All right, back to the action. 3-handed 760 in the punt. Action on Don, King, Jack, top pair. Action on Alice with just a pair of 10s and an ace. No real draw. I think she has to find a fold here in the spot. George is behind her with King, Queen. George has that heart draw with that king. Got shot straight draw for an ace. No, he actually is open-ended. My bad. So definitely a call for George if he can catch his hand and wreck Don. So definitely in George's range. I don't know about Alice here. It's drawing pretty thin here. Already 3 hearts. We're probably going to be drawing dead if somebody has a flush. So I don't know why Alice is going to be trying to make a play here. Ooh, Alice is trying to make a play here. Race now. Representing a made hand. A bet of 1,200 to go. Which makes George fold. Now action on Don. I think Alice might snuff it out. I think she might know that Don's playing very conservative. That heart on the turn could scare him. So basically, if Don is going to call here on the turn, he's definitely going to call a river bet. So tough spot for Alice. We'll need an ace to catch up. 7 of clubs onto the river. Don's probably going to check, and Alice is probably going to just stuff it here to get Don to fold. Oh, Don makes the move now, going all in. Alice cannot call with just a pair of 10s. Ugh. So a great move from Don, calling the turn, just snuffing out some kind of weird draw from Alice. Only a made flush would have pretty much put Don at a weird spot. But because he has that heart draw, heart blocker, basically put Alice on some kind of weird drawing hand, and he's just going to go with it, not putting her on that flush. and just stuff it in her face to a spot where she cannot call.
23, 25.
But kudos for Alice for trying to make a play at it. Steven Stroud, yeah, pretty good, juicy game tonight. Should have been on the game, should have hit me up. But that's cool. I think you're just going to be playing the tournaments for this weekend. Getting some rest to play some MTTs. Steven Stroud won our Best Bet Winter Open a couple months back for a cool, what, 70, 80K? Alice just can't call in this spot. You just can't. Oh. Xavier says I'm playing PLO next week.
He had it that time. Don had to watch that.
So nice play from Don, just shutting that down.
You will when you get ready to look.
I can probably.
Don, was I beat?
Good job.
All right, new dealer in the game. It's going to be Elise, one of our very prominent dealers here at Best Bet.
Stop focusing on me.
I'm sorry. I mean, you're so handsome.
What's up, Mitch Smith on our Facebook. I'm sure you'll be wanting to play these games. We haven't seen Mitch in our live streams in a while. Probably very busy with his real estate and his companies. Kudos to you, Mitch. Love seeing you in our games when you are in here.
John and George said I can hang out here probably for another
Again,
10 or 12 days.
one of the best things about our live stream is watching our local players play. So anytime you are in town, you play the bigger games. You definitely do want to do your homework. Just some hand histories, otherwise you wouldn't have. But watching these live streams is definitely beneficial to you when you come in and throw some money around.
Turn the page around. He's terrified of me right now.
9 folds.
Clean your own litter.
1 folds, 2.
John didn't want that flop to come out because the body's coming.
3 folds.
You only fold if you have John's block.
Thank you.
So again, guys, if you're just joining us, this is Best Bet Live. This is our flagship property here in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. We are located on 201 Monument Road. Huge poker room, over 70 poker tables, as well as 18 or so casino-like games with 1-card poker, 2-card poker, 3-card poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, Fortune Pie Gal, High Card Flush. A lot of games for everybody, a little bit for everyone. This is why I love Best Bet so much, because we have something for everyone. Whether you're a 2-4 player, just starting out, 1 or 2-2 no limit hold'em player, we usually have 10+ games in the lower limits. 2-5 games, always juicy. 6 to 7 games at all times. A lot of table selection. We have the bigger games from 1-2 PLO, 5-5 PLO, 5-10 and quarter PLO. And for Hold'em, always the 5-10 games super juicy. 5-10 and quarter is usually what they play. And then also our tournaments and our satellites and our bad beat. Just a lot going for Best Bet. If you never played in the poker room before, great place to start is at Best Bet. If you're a traveling player, we are a travel destination. Our dealers are on point. Our staff is awesome. Our sushi is pretty good.
Everybody gets a piece.
Everybody gets a piece of
Everybody gets me. Hey, John, everybody gets a piece of the action now.
What?
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
So 500.
He did that once against me, man.
I can't believe I folded queens. John, I can't believe I folded queens for you, man.
Well, no good.
We got heads up action. What is going on here? We got John with King 7 offsuit, Mel 4 tray. Check from John, check from Mel, turn card ace of diamonds, checked around. I don't know what Mel's doing.
That's a good board for
I think he's about to rack up. He's just gonna play one last weird hand and leave.
All right, John, share it
So I
up.
think he might have played that blind just cause. Mel actually won.
Oh my God.
Mel in the 60 actually won a WSOP package and sold it. So congratulations to Mel for
Yeah, okay.
getting a WSOP
Keep on.
package seat here at Best Bet last week
I don't want
for a value of $13,000 with the 10K main event seat, $50,000 cash, but decided to sell his package to somebody else.
I don't think it
Come on,
does.
guys. I might sting him for 5 again. I might sting him for 5 again, baby.
We could do it again.
Sometimes tightens up, you're right.
So that way we're committed in case one of us
Fuck all y'all.
I would have played if I had this hand.
You had my out. You had my out.
Actually, had you been.
It's coming around again, baby.
As soon as John said that, I said, oh shit.
It's coming around again. Hit him with a 2-piece.
Oh, he had to look. He had to.
Yes, we're pretty quiet early on. Not a lot of table talk, just having fun, just chilling, playing some poker Thursday night here at Best Bet.
Five.
You're a fucking lifesaver, bro.
Durbin Jag is asking me, hey Johnny, what does the future hold for OP with the dogs going away next year? Kind of tough spot. All that I know that is that we have one more year left as far as our dogs. So basically, what's going to be happening here in Florida because of this vote, dog racing is going to be going away. What future that holds for Orange Park because we are a dog racing facility. We still have poker. We still have casino-like games. We also are a pari-mutuel. So even though dogs are going away, we still can't bet on the horses. So I'm not really sure. I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you what's going to happen with Orange Park as far as going to stay around or be moving somewhere else. But we'll see. Right now, we're just going to ride the wave. Right now, there are a lot of politics involved. So couldn't tell you what might happen. We'll just have to see. But right now, we still have 2 properties here in Jacksonville, one at Orange Park, one at Jax. St. Johns County, maybe? Yes, that could be a very viable option as well. If we do lose dogs and Orange Park decides to move further down south towards St. Augustine or St. Johns County, definitely that might be the move. So Best Bet might expand further down south or just stay along with what we have. But honestly, I couldn't tell you. It'd be a lot of misinformation if I were to tell you, yeah, this is going to happen or this is not going to happen. But the political climate here in Florida is a little bit weird. So we're going to try to make some adjustments as we see fit. What's up, GT Jack? Nick going all in pre pocket 7 gets George 6-5 of clubs.
Yes.
Nick raised to 125. George called. Now he's all in. All right, they're gonna run it out. All in and call between Nick and George. They're gonna run it twice. Nick ahead, pocket 7's way ahead. Flop, Jack 8-10. Jack ace 10. So first board is gonna go to Nick. Now George is going to lower cards to even come out ahead. So George pure gamble. Deuce, Jack, Jack. Running pretty shallow here. George not gonna do it. So double up for Nick. So from a little under 3K now to 5,700, George is gonna pay him off.
Your face is like, what?
Sevens is
Yeah.
powerful.
He said, who got 60? Nick's like, not me. I don't got sixes.
I got six.
Better. Yeah. Got that hand crushed. Got that hand crushed.
Just make it 1,000. Looks like I'm committed. I have.
Just rip it.
He's like, Nick's got 150 and he's not committed.
Looks like Ben enjoying a little bento box. Looks like fried rice, some pot stickers. Best Bet does have some pretty good food as far as poker rooms are concerned. We have a pretty awesome sushi bar. A lot of poker places doesn't have sushi, but we do here have sushi here at Best Bet, which is pretty good.
That would be 270.
George, ace-6 off seat, raising $100 now. Lindell gonna make the call with ace-queen.
If you guys don't start playing crazy as hell.
Here comes our flop. Flop is going to be a deuce, tray, queen. Top pair, top kicker for Lindell. He's gonna go ahead and bet it because of those spades and because it's George.
You'll fold the
And
7.
George is gonna fold. Although I would have liked a 3-bet pre from Lindell, but Lindell does play pretty passive aggressive. Well, I think less than passive aggressive. I think Lindell is pretty conservative. If anybody's passive aggressive, it's Alice in the 2 seat and also Don in the 9 seat.
Nick's batting like 70.
Chip counts coming your way.
Is he up one?
All right, this is after hand number 64 of our live stream. 64 hands played. George bought in for 30K. Only up 500 now after doubling up Nick in the 1 seat. Mel playing the short stack at 1,800. Here's your V-pip, voluntary put in pot. Nick playing 40% of his hands. Also George. Mel, Lindell, and Alice not playing very many hands, less than 20%. Here's your PFR. Pre-flop raise aggression. This is your aggro. Aggression frequency. So George and John, most aggressive players at the table, went to showdown. John's usually on top of that. All right, here's your win losses for the night. So after 65 hands, Nick is up 2,700. Ben is up 2K. Perry is up 1,300. Don is up 1,200. Mel is up 760. George is up $315. And losers in the game at the moment, Lindell is pretty much washed. John is stuck 1,100. And Alice is stuck 7,200. Not a good start. Not a good start at all.
Got it.
Where?
George got there.
That's what he was talking about.
Good luck, George.
What's up, Sean Bernier? Hope you had a good night at Myth. Sean Bernier is one of our local DJs. He used to do some of our soundtracks. So if you heard some of the early mixes, that is from Sean Bernier, local DJ here in Jacksonville, Florida. You can find him
I told you I had
playing
2 unders to 7s.
spinning records at Myth and a lot of local festivals.
2 threes.
Nick runs bad. George would call him with 9 high if
5 versus
Big Daddy.
John's gonna raise it up to $100. Ace-5 of spades. Ben with pocket 4 is making the call. Folds all the way around to Nick with 10-5 offsuit. Not gonna call. Heads up action now. John and Ben.
Yes. Did you have 3 hearts in your hand?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Flop, trade, deuce, queen. Fours are currently still good, but John has that gut shot straight draw. Ben can hit a 4. We can see some fireworks here. So John gonna bet 100. I'm sure Ben is gonna call here in this spot only because, just cause I think he's gonna call. It's only $100. Yep, call goes in. You want to see a 5? Nope. 9 of spades on the turn. I think John's gonna go ahead and bet at it again. 400 to go. I think Ben in the spot will probably raise. Let's see where he's at, or just fold. He knows if he calls in this spot, he's probably going to be facing a bigger bet on the river. So he's either going to try to take away the spot, or he just calls. He's going to check it out. All right, here's our river. 6 of spades on the river. Ben has the best hand, but only way that John can win is to bet, but he's going to check it. I think Ben only called turn to check call value on river. So pot goes to Ben.
Saw a small card.
I think it was the 5 of hearts though. You were close.
There was a split second it just came up.
All right, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Facebook and on Twitch. Thank you for the likes, follows, and the shares, or just hanging out with us here on Best Bet Live. Thursday night cash game. This is 5, 10 and quarter, no limit hold'em with a $1,000 minimum buy-in and no maximum. Come check out our live stream schedule through the month of May. A lot going on here at Best Bets. Card Player Poker Tour Series starts tomorrow. Event number 1, $360 buy-in, $100,000 guaranteed prize pool. 11 events within the series, buy-ins ranging from $150 all the way up to our Card Player Poker Tour main event, buy-in $1,100, and with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. Some of the featured tournaments is going to be our WSOP Mega Satellite. If you win that, you just beat yourself a free roll into the 50th year anniversary of the World Series of Poker main event with a 10K main event seat and $3,000 in traveling money. So awesome event to play in. That event is going to be held Thursday, May 9th at 12 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some links in here for you all. Come check us out. We are Best Bet Jacksonville. You are watching Best Bet Live.
Gotta keep them guessing.
I once can have 200. Made a plan.
Looks like we're opening a brand new game, 5-10 PLO up in the top section. So it looks like some of the high rollers of Florida are coming into town just to check the action out. Our 5-10 PLO holds a buy-in of 500 minimum buy-in, no max. Derek Boss says, I heart PLO. Definitely a game I want to get better as well. I don't play a lot of PLO myself, but although I kind of am rolled for it. But it's just a weird game just to like, I think the learning curve on PLO is so huge because there's just so much variance in that game.
25 or 50 to call. 1 fold. I'm sorry, 2 folding. 3 fold.
But I think some of the best players, best poker players in the world are some of the best PLO players as well. So if you want to open up your game, if you are pretty confident in Hold'em and you want to step it up, play some PLO. I think as far as being a well-rounded poker player, definitely need to know PLO because definitely want to make that kind of money that sustains you, puts you over the top. If you're not a tournament player, but more so of a cash game player, to be able to play both Hold'em and Omaha, especially PLO in higher stakes, got to learn those games. Jeff Brown says, I met a guy in Tunica a few weeks ago, told me about this George guy loading in for 30K in this game. Yes, Jeff Brown. All the rumors are true. If you want to play high stakes, whether it's heads up or whatever, George will play you. George has no fear, and George's game is pretty much, yeah, dude, he'll play you whatever. George will play you heads up all night if you wanted to.
George, would you fold when I fold that? You fold again?
Yeah, I mean, I had a pair.
So we have a 5-10 1/4 PLO live stream to next week, Thursday at 6:30. So again, if you're a PLO player, you want to watch some of the high stakes best bet players, some of the regs that play, do your homework. Come watch Best Bet live Thursday next week at 6:30. And then jump in the game this weekend. We start off our Card Player Poker Tour main event weekend of next week. Derek, any seats open? As of right now, if you want a seat, I'll get you a seat. We've been kind of building lists over the last few weeks, but if you're coming out of town and want to get in the game, you can email me, and I'll try to get you in the game as best as possible. So again, if you want to get in any of our live stream games, email me at Johnny P, that's JOHNNYP at bestbetjacks.com to play in any one of our live stream cash games. Hit me up. And Derek, if you want to play, I'll see if I can get you on the starting 9 if anything.
Black, baby.
You want it. You want it all.
We'll blind you out, baby.
Coffee cup. Thank you. That's how you break even.
Seven raises is 75, 8 folds, 9 folds, 1 fold, 2 calls, 3 folds, 4 folds.
Gunner, if you want to get on that 2-2 game live on the 21st, I need you to email me. So just make sure to email me if you want to play in any one of our live stream cash games. Again, my email is Johnny P, that's JOHNNYP at bestbetjacks.com. And it's kind of first come, first serve basis. If you want to play in our games, hit me up early, and I'll definitely get you on the starting 9. Excuse me.
75.
The whole talk right now is the WSOP this year again is going to be huge. I think Vegas is going to break all records here this year only because it's the 50th year anniversary of the World Series of Poker. So there's going to be a lot of amazing events this year, a lot of new ones. One of them is the Big 50, which I am going to be playing in, and that event is going to be held on the end of May to early June. I'm going to be in town that Thursday, that weekend. Probably going to be playing Day 1A Friday or Day 1A Saturday. Hopefully I can bag some chips and play some other events, maybe play some cash. But the Big 50th anniversary, one of the first few events is going to be a $500 buy-in, no juice.
Thank you.
$10 million guarantee with $1 million guaranteed for first place. And this is the kicker. So the starting stacks for this event is going to be 50,000 in chips, which is huge. So awesome value event to play in. Anytime I'm traveling, anytime I'm playing poker, I want to try to find the most value in my events that I play in. So one of those is the Big 50 here in Las Vegas. One of the very first few events that's going to be happening in Las Vegas. And then I'll be back during the main event for the TDA, so I'll be back in late June, early July.
I didn't want to.
I'll be attending the TDA conference, which happens biannually.
Need more to call, ain't it?
Just stepping up my tournament director duties, making sure that TDA rules are going to be influenced here in Jacksonville to kind of put some points in from my behalf. Also, we're going to talk about the big blind ante and whether or not we're going to be decreasing the antes when we play short on final table. But also I will be the liaison for our 25+ players that we're going to be sending out to Las Vegas, because we're going to try to get as much TV coverage for our local players as possible. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in mind to try to get you guys in there, having some TV coverage, again, being on ESPN. So a lot of it is my networking and getting involved with the WSOP, with our local players. So not only can you win a package from us and be sent to Las Vegas, but I'll be working very diligently to make this experience as awesome as possible. And part of that is getting you as much TV time as we can. So winning a package from us also means that you'll be a Best Bet sponsored player. You're going to patch up with us. We're going to give you some bonuses as well as being a sponsored Best Bet player, which we sponsored every single final table over the last 7 years. But this time around, we are going to be patching up our local players again this year. So if you go deep, we'll give you a bonus. If you're at the final table from 9 to 7 players, we'll pay you $10K. If you're 6 to 3 players, we'll pay you $20,000. And you're the final 3 players of the final table, bonus cash from us, we're going to pay you out $30K in bonus money.
Wait, you got another minute. So you can add something.
Because what happened with Tony Miles? Any news? He just disappeared. So, Tony Miles, amazing dude, awesome dude.
Make it 12 in calls.
He's just you know, just hanging out, just chilling. I mean, he won $5 million. He's kind of riding the coattails of being on the biggest stage of poker, so I'm pretty sure he got sponsored by a lot of other venues. So he's gonna kind of ride out some you know, free buy-ins he might have gotten with 888 or anything else. He did have a prop bet with Sean Deeb on American Ninja Warrior, which he did finish, by the way. The prop bet's still going on, but I can't divulge whether or not he passed the first round or not. But he did compete a month ago in Atlanta, so he does have a 20-to-1 bet with Sean Deeb for $10K. So I think it was like 25-to-1 whether or not he can finish the first obstacle within the first year at 25-to-1, and then it goes second year, third to fifth year whether or not he can finish. So as far as 20 miles, he's just hanging out. He's just an awesome dude. He likes traveling. He's a very outdoorsy guy, so he's just enjoying his money, just hanging out. You don't have to blast off as soon as you make your first $1 million. Just because 20 miles has been a pro poker player for a great amount of years, you want to take that time to enjoy your money, just hang out and just chill.
I can honestly say it would not have worked. I was stuffing if you bet. Unless you like bet something ridiculous, then I got I mean, that's the only bet.
Durban Jag, a few weeks ago, Ali Nahad gave a nice shout out to Best Bet during the Poker After Dark. That's amazing. I missed that. I wish I had seen that.
What's the about?
Jack 10-4? Jack 10-4? Jack of hearts?
I'm joking, man. I did not base that one.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, Terry. It's been a while.
I remember.
6 makes 100.
All right, no.
Thanks for kicking our ass, Don.
Yeah, one of the highlight of my careers was sweating 20 miles during the final table of the WSOP. So I've been there on the last 3 to 4 years, sweating the final table, patching our players, and just representing Best Bet at the WSOP. So kind of been around, just making my moves, trying to promote Best Bet. And one of the great joys of my life was meeting Tony, and Tony and I had been friends way back when I first started at Best Bet. He was just a 2-5 grinder at Orange Park. And when I first started out at Best Bet, I think I was pitching cards and kind of dual rating flooring, just getting my bearings in Jacksonville. And then we became very good friends, but we kind of lost touch over the years. But 2 years ago, we kind of met up each other again in the poker room and started chopping it up. And then I was able to get Tony a package that somebody won, and he bought it from somebody. And then we just pretty much rode that giant, awesome adventure, pretty much sweating him from day 1A or day 1C, which actually he played day 1C of the main, and then pretty much doing live updates for him and then sweating him through the whole series. That heads up event, dude, watching him play heads up for about 8-9 hours was pretty amazing. Big Balls, is Tony going to wear the best bet patch this year? Not really, not yet. We haven't really discussed that yet or what's going to be happening. Right now, we're kind of just focusing on our local players, trying to get into the WSOP. We might try to do something with Tony this year, but we just don't know yet. We don't have anything locked up. I talked to Tony about a couple weeks ago. He's doing very well right now. He just finished his Ninja Warrior prop bet with Sean Deep. I don't know how it went yet. He won't divulge because of non-disclosure. He can't divulge what happened at Ninja Warrior because that hasn't been broadcasted quite yet. But right now he's just kind of just hanging out, kind of prepping himself for Las Vegas here and making another run at the World Series of Poker.
You win if you have sets.
I would be happy.
It's your only handicap.
I'm saying that he could. Like, it's also one of the hands he has.
All right, catching back to the action here. We got George, ace-10 of diamonds. He's going to be raising up to $100. Action on a Lindell. He's going to fold jack-9.
That's what he had us.
Lindell waking up with ace-king of spades to see how he plays it against George. He's going to go all in. Final $745. Pretty much is going to be peanuts to George. He's going to go ahead and call off.
Trying to get me out of here, huh?
Probably win.
I got bad luck today.
So they're going to go ahead and run it once.
I got the nuts.
Just like the nuts from Mel. He's going to double
Want to
up
bet on that?
from George.
Bet on what?
5, 7 of spades.
Yeah,
9, 10 spades.
Hard to have 5, 7.
Right.
Why did I wait?
River hand?
Why did I wait? Why did I have to play you?
It's 7 high, so it doesn't matter.
I said. It's going to be hard for you to win that hand.
I had to play you that one hand.
I thought you were calling the river. On any
Imagine
river.
it's slow play.
No, I was stuck in
Hey,
the
you're slow play. I had ace jack of clubs, so jack comes on the turn, and I got top. Still not gonna like it with 3 spades.
River 4? I need to see the 3 on the river. 3 of clubs.
6 fold,
Hasn't been bad.
7 fold, 8 and 1 fold, 2 fold, and 3.
I'll let you see the value. They see a guy cost 2,100 with 6 high. They don't like to bluff rivers.
No. That keeps you in check. That keeps you in check.
Fold. 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold. So makes it 425, 3, 4, 4. Very nice placement. Two bets, 300. 7 makes 75. 8 folds. Call 1. Fold 2.
So you got to throw 2 pumpkins and a quarter in their backseat.
Fold 4. Call back. 3 play. 5 checks. 7 makes it 150. 1 folds. Call 5. Check 5.
8.
800 times 7. Fold 5. Take it. Take 6 out. Eight folds. 1 folds. 2 folds. 3 makes it 125. 4 makes it 400. 5 folds. 7 folds.
I can always get my good hands on this game. I quit.
100.
Show him a shitty hand. He'll call you next time.
No. I have to keep my hands disguised because everyone's fucking amazing. You guys talk about that.
Nope. Ding, 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 ding.
Check it in.
Yeah. Have you done the tree?
25.
Okay. Have you done the tree yet?
No, not today.
Yeah, but you've been there before.
Yeah.
Let's bring in 2,500.
Don't deal with this yet.
Okay.
Stop, man. That's messed up. But your boss should have been like, give him 3 cards.
1 fold. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds.
Yeah.
2,500. 5 folds. Raise to 107.
Teach him a lesson, Perry.
There you go. 3.
God thinks he can just scoop your 25 up like that.
That's the only way I can win with that piece of shit.
A piece of shit hand. Get the
That was there my piece of shit hand.
Right there.
I think go high on.
Sorry.
I'm not calling J-Lo ugly.
If you ain't losing in poker, that's a really good hand to play along.
J-Lo got no way.
You give me that hand. If I got a hand every single hand, I'd be fucking ecstatic.
I would too. I'm bumping every time, baby. As long as there's no ace and queen on the board.
25 years ago when I was playing
Now you bet that
gold
deuce.
runs, and they were talking about gold runs. I got not playing the cash game unless he was flying.
Criminal. Calm it.
One bit.
You got no one
Use it.
Alright, so who is in the...
Yeah.
Oh shit, we doing
1
it, man.
folds. 2 folds. 3 raises to 100. 4 folds.
We're not gonna let him pick on you. I got you back.
5 folds. 7 folds. 8 folds. Call 9. 3 pairs. Checks. 3 checks. 5 checks. 75. 3 raises, 4. 5 folds.
I'll go back and watch this.
9 folds.
Let me show you now.
Good fold, good fold.
Oh joy.
Where's the button?
I'm button.
I will say I just put in 4,000 on the river against Ben and had him crushed. True story. I'm playing tight.
That's 7 high, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Every hand had me crushed.
True story.
Oh, I had. This is spade. The bluff of spade.
Raise to 122. Fold 3.
Bring a spade one time.
You had spades too?
Fold 4.
I didn't have spades, but I had a spade.
Fold 7.
George has already claimed like 4 different
I played any hand.
You didn't claim ace high?
Call
You said no hearts.
Oh, I told him I was joking about that.
3
Yeah, but I'm
plays.
saying like,
Oh, yeah.
you claimed the hand and then dead. So you're bluffing with the best hand, George, in the river?
That's it nuts.
8 checks. 1
That's 7 high beat for sure.
Would you afford 1,500 more?
200 from the boot.
It's possible if you had nothing.
If I had nothing, it's super likely.
What?
I said if I had nothing, it's super likely.
Yeah.
Call 2.
George Richard, you pay 1,500 just to see it.
Jimmy Clark.
You see it for free.
Check it.
Might be wrong.
One of my favorite Galfon hands, he was playing heads up in a heads up tournament, and he shifted a river for 3 more bigs as a bluff. The guy folded.
I watched somebody at POO ship it for like $400 to do a 20K pot last summer. Get it through.
This was the 25 or 10K heads up, whatever it is.
That's sick.
Like I said, he shipped it for 3 more bigs with 7 high, and the guy folded. It was like,
You got about 2,500 or 25, 2600. 25, 2600.
More than that. You got a great
Well, maybe a little more, maybe 3,000.
Maybe 30,000 more.
Not much. I'm all in.
2 raises.
You gonna fold? Come on,
you guys don't be known about Perry.
come on. You're not gonna fold there.
They got 500 for somebody please, dude.
Damn, you flopped the world.
I got just 2,500, maybe 3,000, something like that. Perry.
Sneaky guy.
You gotta be lucky when you ain't good.
Stop it.
Gotta be lucky when you ain't good.
Nancy Kerrigan.
No, you ain't never gonna do nothing, baby.
3 folds. 4 folds.
How much $1?
She has 4,800 now. Or, no, sorry, I thought that was more.
75. 8 folds. 9 folds.
She has about 4,400.
30 fold?
Yep. Yeah, 8 folds. 9
I ain't got a
folds.
choice, I ain't got a choice.
1 calls. 2 calls.
You just made the nuts off hand.
You call so fast. I was just
I
like,
cost you money.
I know he doesn't have
7 checks.
Yes, I feel like he has that speed.
1 check. 2 checks.
I was like, I hope another round set sixes. I might be like 1,200 here.
1 check. 2 checks. 7 bets 100. Call 1. Fold 2.
That's good.
40 to 5, or you can straddle for 50.
Yeah.
He's talking me in again. He's talking me in this one.
Alright, so he's not coming.
I thought I bought it.
We'll win. 5, 10, 25. 3-1 game.
Yeah. I thought I did it last time.
Four folds. 5 folds. 7 folds. 8 folds. 9 folds. 3 play. Check 1. See that's 50. 12 3. 1 bets 150. 3 volts.
Tony, 22 element,
Call
Tony,
3.
22.
1 checks. 3 checks.
Sneaky guy, sneaky guy.
From your
This guy.
Josh, David C. Caitlin, David C. Green, David C. Do we need 2 more tables on the seat? No? No, they're all solid?
5 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds. Does he live down here? 9 folds,
See what I've been getting?
1 folds, 2 folds.
You getting my card? Or you
Yeah, backdoors too. Just gotta make it work.
Call 3, check 4.
Last time I had it, double you up
3
with it.
bets 50.
Last time I had it, double you up with it.
Thank you, Mr. Ivy.
Second hand.
Sound good? Thank you.
Keno like the game. You told you about the game last time.
Yeah.
7 folds, 8 folds, 9 folds. 1 call, 2 folds. Call 3, call 4. Check 5. Check 3, check 5. 50 is the bet from 1, call 3, call 5. Check 3. 101.
Got it. He's bad.
A little one, George. You can give me a little one.
Confirm anything second.
The random 6-7. For the little 150 ball.
Well, the Jack isn't going to run.
The little 150 ball.
I can at least find some hands that do. Thank you.
With the low risk one.
Jason, 5 kilo, Jason. W, 5
I'll punish myself like the next hour for that.
Just gotta have it for the next hour,
7
baby.
makes 75. 8 folds, 9 folds. Call 1.
By my, I call.
3 bet city. 350, 394 fold. 5 folds, 6 folds. Call 7. Call 1.
Oh boy, call.
3 plays.
Thank you. Mark his hand down. Thank you, right
Check
now.
7. Check 1. $250 from 2. Fold 7. Raise to 1121.
It's like pretty close to
All right, guys, I am back in the production booth commentating for you all. Sorry for the time away, but had to take care of a couple of things. All right, looks like we have a huge pot brewing against Nick and Alice. Nick with King, Queen of Hearts, and Nick with Ace, King. I'm sorry, Alice with Ace, King. Looks like a pretty prime spot to just get it in here, which is Nick is hoping. Alice has got 2 overs, 1 over actually. But a weird spot. Pot's already at 2,400. Only 850 more to call. And she's going to call. Looks like they're going to run it twice. So right now, Alice is ahead. Nick will need to catch a heart or an ace to catch up. So first board here is going to be a 10 and a tray. So first run out is going to be for Alice. Heart on the turn and 9 of clubs on the river. So chop pot between Alice and Nick, getting it in, running it twice. Both are going to profit about $200 each. And welcome to the chat here on our Facebook page. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Kevin, James, Alex, Tim, Gio, and Yancey? And what's up, our Twitch feed? Pretty quiet in our Twitch chat. Not much going on there. I'm just going to give a shout out to our current viewers. What's up, Agavni? What's up, Apricot, Dupe Fruit? What's up, Big Balls, BK Vito, Commander Root, CTT Dave? What's up, David, 904525, Derek Box, Digital BJ, Durban Jag, Electronic Longboard? Yeah, Gramps 1128, Hang 917848, HNL Bots. Dude, a lot of viewers on our Twitch. What's up? All right, I'm not going to catch up to everybody else, but thanks for joining us here on Facebook and on Twitch. Clayton says, how long does this game go after the live stream ends? Pretty much in our bigger games, they're going to play all through the night. Tonight is going to be Thursday night. We do close at 4 a.m., but because of our bigger cash games and some of the players are going to be stuck, and this game is pretty good, they'll probably will continue on after the live stream ends here. We will live stream for you all till about 11 tonight, giving you about 4 to 5 hours of content. Gramps says, where is Eddie? Eddie is probably going to get some rest for tomorrow's event, which is going to be our $360 buy-in. Event number 1 of our Card Player Poker Tour series, which is going to be holding a 100K guaranteed prize pool, likely to double. So I'm sure Eddie is getting some rest, trying to play a long 2 or 3 days. Fake news about Eddie resting. Well, if you have the inside scoop spotted earlier at Orange Park, well, maybe Eddie's going to get some grindage in early on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Grinding our Orange Park games.
It ain't scary.
Action is also juicy at Best Bet Orange Park. Just as good as a poker room for us. They have a lot of table selection, a lot of 2-2 games, a lot of 2-5 games, a lot of limit games as well. And they also have a stud 8 that comes on regularly. Back to the action here. We have Mel with that club draw, and we got Nick with a pair of 6s. Nick is going to bet 1,000 to go. Action on Mel for the rest of his stack. Either pump it or dump it for that draw. That's what you get when you play shallow. With those short buys, you're always going to be put to the test with the rest of your chips, buying in short. So very limited amount of moves when you decide to play these bigger games on a shorter stack. So not much Mel can do. Either going to call off and lose, or try to get it in good and go big. So they're going to actually run it twice in this spot. Looks like Nick's going to call off. All right, here's our first run out. Ace of spades on the river. Mel is going to take this one down. And looks like a deuce of diamonds on the river, which is going to be pretty much a split pot, running it twice. So Mel and Nick are going to chop this pot up.
I was hoping you didn't bet them. I was going to go all in if you bet smaller, but that would have worked though.
I love that even the non-stream names, like, that aren't like complete fire, still fucking amazing. You see shit like that. That's great.
Thank you. Drop the money up again? Oh yeah, take it off. $50 at a time.
All right, with the dealer chains, we'll go ahead and throw some stats up for you all.
I'm not sure if you called that because you said I think you want to.
There's the current stat counts. George up at about 2K. John stuck in the game a little bit, but here's the current stats. Here's your VPIP voluntary put in pot. How many hands each players are playing. So Nick with 44%, meaning he's playing 44% of his hands. George, pre-flop raise aggressor leaderboard.
Don't worry, I'm the one paying.
Here's your aggro frequency.
I got a weird
Went to showdown. Here's your win-loss of the night. So right now, Perry is up 3,800. Nick is up 2,500. Ben is up 2,500 as well. George up 2K. Losers in the game at the moment is going to be Keno, stuck 190. Lindo, stuck 420. John, stuck 1,200. Alice, oh no, stuck $9,000.
All laugh when I get hit.
All was.
Just ship it so we don't see
Back to the action. We got Ben with the ace queen. He's going to raise it up to 150 to go.
He
said that 25 is not for free, buddy.
Nick is going to call with king 5 of spades, flop 9, king ace.
taking me out.
Top pair, top kicker for Ben. Nick with that pair of kings and backdoor flush draw.
Don't tell it to the rest of the night now.
Ben is going to make it 300 to go. Nick is going to make the call.
George did too. He had like 3 times.
Here's a river card. It's going to be an ace of diamonds now. Trip aces for Ben.
Every time.
And now Nick is going to be drawing dead.
Ace already paid for it. I've been in a really good time.
Ben is going to make a bet of 625 to go. Nick is running really thin here, is drawing dead. He's going to make the call. Oh, nasty. So there's no card here that Nick can improve on.
One is like super obvious. Like he lets you know, but there's like
River card 6 of clubs. Ben is probably going to put some value bet here. Nick is going to fold. Ben's going to move all in just in case Nick might have an ace and might want to call off. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Twitch and Facebook. Thank you for the likes and follows and the shares. Our viewership is kind of at some weird hump. We can't really get more than 100 viewers on each platform, but I want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and please help support the stream by liking and following our streams. If I can try to show some improvement in our viewership, showing competitive viewership along Live at the Bike, meaning if I can get 200 to 300 players, 200 to 300 viewers, I can start giving some giveaways. So please help us out by liking or sharing or following our live stream.
Okay, I'm just saying, like they said.
Back to the action here. We got Nick with pocket tens, raising $100 pre-flop.
I'm not saying
folds all the way from John. He's got ace 10 of spades. He's probably going to get in the pot as
what I said
well.
wasn't like bad about
Just the call.
Oh, you're right. It was. That's who I was talking to. Someone said to him. I said, what? I've never heard it. Just.
That's what I'm telling you.
I mean, I got good ears.
You can hear it.
Flop is going to be Jack, King, 8, all hearts. Nick with that heart draw. John with the gut shot straight draw. Jack of spades on the turn. It's one of those boards where it's probably going to be checked all the way through, or first person at best is going to get down this pot. John's going to lead out with $100. And Nick is going to call. Here's our rip card, 8 of clubs. Nick has the best hand so far, but is John going to double barrel it? He doesn't. Checked out, and Nick is going to take this pot down. So Derek Box, yes, definitely the move to get our viewership up is to get bigger games.
What do you think about the
So I'm going to try to get bigger games. I'm going to try to get at least a 25-50 game every single month of 1 day a month. So as far as big games, I also would like to get some more commentary. It's kind of a difficult job, you know, commentating just by myself here in this live stream. So I'm trying to get some pros, some notables to commentate with me.
100% was 1.4 in a lot of tournaments. I disagree with that.
Michael Colino, Johnny, when are you going to get some big names pros to come through and play on here?
I would snap.
So usually we get most of our pros during our World Poker Tour. That happens in the fall. That's when I am able to get some of the best players in the world to play in our room. They'll play in our bigger games and commentate as well. Right now, everybody's kind of locked down for the WSOP. So as far as what happens with the rest of the year here for Best Bet, we're going to do our Car Player Poker Tour Series, which is a pretty big draw. We get a lot of South Florida pros, also some of the Carolinas and Northern Florida action. And then we'll roll through the summer, and but pretty much we'll be gearing towards our big event during the World Poker Tour, Best Bet Bounty Scramble, 5K main event. Here in fall. So.
Followers, like maybe they supposed to, he puts a ton of free content. Maybe they just want to support him. That, and I really don't like Sean D.
So this is a funny story. I was playing the Millionaire Maker last summer, and I got set over set. We're all in on the turn. Before the dude flips his cards over, he put his phone out, took a picture for his Instagram followers. Like my cards are up, and I have like middle set. And he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like taking a picture for my followers. So I can sell action at 2.0 for the main event. I'm like, what do you have? Do you have 8B? He goes, yes, I have top set. I'm like, why? Just flip your cards over, move on. It's like Jack 8 deuce and I had 8 and Jack.
So Michael says we need to get Phil Locke, Esfandiyari, and Jennifer Tilley in here. We actually had them in town a couple years ago during our World Poker Tour, so definitely we'll try to get some of the biggest players in here during our fall poker series for our World Poker Tour. We used to have a televised event, but because of restructuring of the World Poker Tour, we're just live streaming, so
if someone's willing to pay it,
thank you.
I think it's ridiculous to pay what John pays for belts, but like he's willing to pay it. Like those Louis Vuitton belts, I think it's ridiculous to pay that.
Get Randall Emmett to play Fadi to play heads up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference? Like,
it's kind of tough to do because Randall Emmett. I mean, it's tough to get these super high rollers because, I mean, to come into town, you need to have a hotel, casino, slots, and the bigger games. Unfortunately, here in Jacksonville, Florida, we are only just a poker room. We don't have an attached hotel, although we do have surrounding hotels. But I do try to get some of the bigger games in here. But to get the biggest of the big games, it's a little bit tough because We're not going to be live at the bike. We're not going to have the insane, 50K buy-ins, 100K buy-ins. But we do get a lot of notable pros that come into town. Gramps is asking me, Johnny, why can you explain why the Best Bet Bounty Scramble won't and or can't be on TV events? Some of the reasons being because World Poker Tour kind of restructured their events, so they only limited themselves of a certain amount of televised events. But because of the evolution of the live stream, a lot more events are just live streamed, not televised. There is a huge budget for televised events.
I'm doing it to be a nice guy.
Me too.
So, but because of that, because of the schedule, because poker is so saturated in poker tournaments, that unfortunately we were dropped from the televised events. But we are on their highlighted live stream World Poker Tour featured events.
But I don't.
But it just goes to show you, the evolution of poker, how poker has grown.
I'm definitely stuck money. Only one person's
nowadays, the World Poker Tour does their televised events and live stream events through the esports, so their partnership with esports. They follow the November 9 kind of format where World Poker Tour comes along the bigger venues. They do a televised event, but they hold their final tables like a couple months later to do their final tables at the esports arena in at the Luxor. So a couple changes, as far as World Poker Tour is concerned.
You should just push that card up like you don't have any option. If it's questionable.
So even though a televised event does drop in, the event doesn't really finish until a couple months later when they bring the final 9 to Las Vegas and then play the final table during the esports arena. And they'll pretty much televise it then. So Big Boss says about the class, I guess.
When you made 1,000, I don't know what else you can bluff with. Actually,
No, he had it.
I just don't know what he had though. Like
What? If he didn't have a, if you have, he has.
that's what I'm saying. I had the King of Hearts and he had Ace Hearts. So
Now
like,
he has
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had to have it. But
So Big Balls, right now, there is a new evolution that's going around. Definitely gonna try to entertain. So there's these vloggers that are kind of prevalent, are kind of sprouting up. Well, they're pretty much coming into casinos and poker rooms, and they're basically having a camera or their phone pretty much recording their session at the table. And they're, after the game is done, they go back and they edit their content and they post it on YouTube or Facebook or however. But I'm gonna try to reach out to some of these guys who are doing these vlogs and try to set up some meetup games who are doing this and see where we can kind of evolve from there. So definitely that is going to be on my radar to kind of change things up with Best Bet Live, and also coming out to these players who do these vlogs and to see that I can get Best Bet Lives a little more exposure and promoting a lot of other poker players who are trying to drive their content out.
You gotta see the flop before you start betting.
You think we can get double board?
Pull the chips out, the cat out. How much you gonna bet?
Double board's playing another place now. Remember I told you about that? I think that'd be a fun game, like for the stream. Double board? Yeah, like just play like a. I mean, I'm not gonna play a bigger game with it, but I'd play like a 2-5 stream with double board. I think it'd be fun. What'd you say?
All right, catching back to the action here. We got Alice waking up Pocket Kings, but gonna get no action from Nell. Only a profit of $315.
Have you heard of double board? I think that'd be a fun game to play as a 2-5
So when I
stream.
was in LA, the Commerce, they were playing Drama Hall, which is like.
So Michael, yes, if we do a meetup game with these vloggers and they set up cameras, you are allowed to set up cameras as well. But we will have to kind of like designate a certain part of the poker room to do this. because if you're a poker player and you're wanting to play one of our games, you just got to be aware, yes, there are going to be recordings and videotaping, so there has to be special considerations for these players and these games. So we are going to be working through this new evolution of poker with the vloggers, the live stream. So definitely, if anybody is interested in doing this, hit me up on my email, and we'll definitely try to work some things out.
And I think they look alike, so.
Lavite, yes, we do actually do kind of big hands on live stream and post them on YouTube. However, we had some trouble with YouTube. They actually killed our account because of some weird copyright or infringement or something, where we lost our YouTube page. But we are in the process of getting that back. So as soon as we can get our YouTube page back, we will be posting up more hands of the week, big hands, and what have you.
I was thinking about betting King High Chop.
Very good.
Like, you actually get hands every once in a while.
Yeah, but he doesn't bet him. He just check it down. Nice guy.
The little one is obsessed with what he repeats what he does.
I can't do anything.
Like, he's never like,
Glad I
he's
didn't
been
make a
jealous.
pyramid.
He never
Never
wants
mind
to
punch
punch
me in the eye.
Like, he's been like, hooking my last.
So I'll definitely look some of these players up. Mamacita. I don't know that person, but I'll definitely try to look that person up.
I couldn't. You had handcuffs on.
Max hits him all the time. Though. So Max is just a hitter. Like, he
He's not
loves to
doing
hit us.
He's not going to breathe. He's not going to breathe.
I don't know of Jaman Burton, but I'll definitely look that player up too.
He had kings.
2 6s coming in front.
Three came on
Three aces, George.
I can't beat that.
3 calls.
All right, back to the action here now. We have Nick with a raise of $100 with King 9 of Hearts. George is going to make the call with 4 trade. Lindell with 6-5 of clubs, 3 betting to $500. Now Mel with Ace King. He's only got 2K behind. It's going to be for a fourth of his deck. He's either going to call with Ace King or just stuff it all in here. A 3 bet is pretty much kind of weak, and Mel decides to just fold, which, I mean, he's playing short. I do understand the fold here. He doesn't want to lose a lot of money. So Lindell's going to take up a lot of dead money with that 3 bet to 500 with 6-5 clubs.
That's fucked up to show me that.
So Mel, again, because he's playing a short stack, waking up with the Ace King with so many players behind with the 3 bet, it's hard to just call off with the Ace King only because you'll probably be felted and can't play anymore. That's why he kind of folded Ace King in that spot.
Oh yeah, so I was watching the end of the
I couldn't risk
like,
it.
I've seen the
Only
last
had $10
times, and I'm like rooting for like Kayla Hockey the rest of it.
What's up, Butch and Maria? Giving a shout out to Olivier, or yeah, Olivier.
Oh, like, so I don't. I mean, the cousins were here to shit. But, like, I like seeing it. Like, not as much.
You mean what's his? Wait, let me think of his
Sabakis.
No, I know. Sabak. There's Sabak. I'm just talking about what the crazy.
Yeah.
His cousin. I'm trying to think of the first name. What they call him.
Damn it, guys.
George waking up with Ace King, making a raise, and everybody's gonna fold.
No, Ziggy.
Thank you.
The duck dies. He's like, couldn't handle his liquor.
Is it 2-0?
No,
1-1. 1-1.
That was nice.
Sheeman Online, doesn't Alice play on Live at the Bike? I don't know. I haven't really, I know Alice not all that well, but I know she does run with her boyfriend Hunter. And I think she runs with a group that does some podcasts. They're pretty much from South Florida. So I don't know if they have played on Live at the Bike before. She has played at Cherokee. I know she won a pretty big event at Cherokee. I think there was a women's event. We did have her on our live stream before on our women's cash game. She plays pretty big all around. So Hassel House Poker, I think, is just what is Hassel House Poker? I don't know too much about it. Can you explain? Back to the action here. We got John and Mel. We got Aces versus Kings. Classic heads up all in call spot. So John with pocket king is due to pretty much get stacked, but they are going to be running it twice. First run out for Mel is good. Here comes the second run out. John needs a king to be able to chop this pot, otherwise he's going to double up Mel. Not going to do it. So Mel going to double up to TK. So Hassel House Poker is pretty much a group of 5 players who live in the grindhouse. I gotcha. So it's kind of like the same guys that did 2 months, 2 million back in the day. Pretty much a bunch of pros living in a poker house, playing online and just doing vlogs and vlogs and poker casts of what they're doing.
Yeah.
He's crushing them like the biggest game.
Dunk his ass. Who is?
Tom Canoli.
Tom.
He's absolutely insane.
I know.
I put it in the
He's,
Borgata gift.
What?
I put it in like earlier in the Borgata.
Speaking of insane,
Oh.
He's insane.
He's insane.
This isn't poker. Did you guys see the high school record was broke for the 100 meter?
Hey, dude.
Oh, let me. 100 meter? Yeah. Just under 10 seconds, right?
2 races to 100.
Alice waking away ace, queen of spades, raising to $100.
White guy.
Yeah.
Folds all the way around to Mel, who just got a full double up.
He's a white guy.
Probably going to go in the muck. We got Ben on the button with 6 tray, not going to make a play at it. Perry going to muck ace 4. Looks like Alice is going to take down his pot with a $100 raise.
Yeah, it was at a track.
No action.
Is he tall though?
Yeah, he's long. He's long.
That'll make sense.
Yeah, he broke the high school record. It was at a track.
At first, it started off like this. You're like, he better really do it to him.
Just under 10 seconds.
All
right, guys, I'm just going to drop some links in here while I take a small break. I'm going to be away from the live stream for just a moment.
I was like, this guy be like.
We're going to drop our Best Bet live stream schedule through the month of May. So again, if there's anything that you would like, there's a game that you want to play in,
No, that's not true.
hit me up at my email. That's Johnny P. That's JOHNNYP at bestbetjacks.com to try to play in one of our live stream cash games. Our next live stream is going to be the final table of our 100K, event number 1 of our Card Player Poker Tour Series. On May 7th, it's going to be our 2-5 No Limit Holder Deep. Plenty of seats if you want to play in. And then May 9th is going to be our 5, 10 and quarter PLO.
2 races to 425.
Yeah, there is. But I gotta get
I'm not starving.
So, you say Garrett?
I did it.
Who only runs it once?
It's obvious. It's obvious. I feel.
A lot of people. Leo runs it once.
Yeah.
I used to own one.
There's a few guys that played a good bit that are just there a long time.
2 bets. 225.
I have a general rule. You run it twice, we run it twice every time. You run it once with me once, we run it once every time. Jimmy! You ain't about to play with me more after laying down that flush, Jimmy.
How you doing today, sir? Good. I'm great.
2 checks.
Just getting out of work?
5 bets.
You gonna join us when we take it up top, Jimmy? You gonna join us when we take it up top? I understand.
George can probably dig around in his pocket and find some wood balls. George can dig around in his pocket and find some wood balls.
I would love it, Jimmy, even though last one, how long you saw the baby back. I assume he's gone.
What's up, Jimmy? You doing all right?
5 bets, 1200.
Nice hand job.
16 calls.
Oh my god. You're doing good, man.
Thank you.
And you do it.
You full, man. You full.
How?
Yeah.
You want to hit it to the river.
Yeah, right.
He would have seen
You didn't feel it?
Off of look, I would have
Yeah, feel it?
And then I would have stayed in that long.
You didn't feel it?
Nah.
Been 1 for 1 so far.
I was over one. I think I had George, but
You didn't have it.
you don't think so?
I know you didn't.
40 definitely out.
What'd you have?
5 folds.
So you don't remember what you had and you think you had.
Queen King.
So you had middle pair and you think you had.
I mean, the aces out there. That's what I
Put
pulled
on
off.
5 more.
7 folds.
Ace deuce.
8 raises, 100. 9 folds, 4 strings, 2 folds.
100?
100.
Raise 1 5 4.
12, 100. 3 times. 3 times. 8 bucks, 225. 3 calls. Thank you. Stop it.
You played with Tommy Bogata. Casual.
6 folds.
PLE. He's out with them.
Huh?
He's out with them.
Wrong, we're not session
That's
that
100.
The night before that, he stopped 120.
He was up over $1 million that game.
Huh?
He was up over $1 million.
Yeah, there's one guy. Give him 700K.
What?
There's one guy in Houston. Give him 700K.
How big is your spade?
Not big enough after you asked.
I wish I wouldn't have said
You
anything.
had to ask me, you got to call me.
Wish I wouldn't have said anything. I got it.
I know you got it.
Of course I got
That's
it.
why I folded.
Of course I got it. I'm betting you without it.
That's why I folded.
I said, I'm
As soon
betting
as
you
you
without
asked,
it.
as soon as you asked, that's what I
John,
was
you
waiting
added
on.
5.
I said, I'm betting you without it.
You added 5 K?
Hey, George, I've either got to raise or fold there. I can't call it.
You can't raise. I could have the ace of
I
spades.
can.
Oh, you can, just wouldn't be.
I can't.
I played ace of
Hey,
spades the
there's
same
king-
way.
There's king 9 out there, remember? I know that you
Yeah.
wanted to play king 9. You could have had king 9.
I wouldn't bet for it.
5 raises are 100. 6 folds, 7 folds.
Good hand.
Thank you, sir.
8 folds. 9 folds. 1 fold, 2 folds.
I'm pretty sure you were real mad before the 4th grade.
I don't know I can be real bad against.
You couldn't beat the pair of 10s right now.
I'm definitely not real bad if he has 2 tens.
Oh, Kawhi Leonard. God,
Have a good night, ladies.
Six
Gents.
folds,
Take it easy. Tell them where you got
7
it.
raises to 75, 8 folds,
I'll try not to.
9 folds, 1 fold, 2 folds.
I had 2 overs too.
4 calls.
If she comes, I'll be back on my food. She can leave it. She can leave it right.
Five raises.
What?
7 folds.
You even know?
almost.
Thank you. Good luck.
Are you even by skipping on the ones?
72 for John.
Attention please, if there's anyone interested in playing on our live stream, 5, 10, 25, no limit hold'em, $1,000 minimum buy-in. We do have 1 open seat. Once again, players, if there's anybody who'd like to play in our best bet live stream, we have 1 open seat. 5, 10, 25, no limit hold'em, $1,000 minimum buy-in.
225. Call. Heads up. Eight checks. 3 bets, 225. 8 folds.
All right, guys, I am back in the commentating booth, joining us here at Best Bet Live. Again, streaming here on Twitch and on Facebook. Thanks for coming on in, stopping by, watching a little bit of Best Bet Live action. Again, we're playing 5, 10, and a quarter no limit hold'em with a $1,000 minimum buy-in, no max. Seed open in the main game. What's up in our Facebook stream? Tita, Ashley, Neil, and Brian, thanks for stopping by, watching a little bit of poker with us. Tomorrow starts our Card Player Poker Tour series. 11 events in the series, buy-ins ranging from $150 to $1,100. Card Player Poker Tour main, $1,100 buy-in, $200,000 guaranteed prize pool.
No, the whole week.
We have last year's champion Ben Diebold in seat number 8.
2 days in a row.
Our seat number 7 won last year for about $80,000. Coming in with a raise with Ace Jack of Diamonds to 350. Folds back to John. He's going to look him up. He's going to try to make some kind of play against our Card Player Poker Tour champion. Here's our flop. Flop is going to be 4 Ace King. Top pair for Ben. No draw. No pair for John. All right, Ben coming in with a bet of 400 to go. And he's going to take it down.
You go to Vegas after this.
It goes wherever the action's at, you know?
I have a flight book in New Orleans. Don't have John.
Big balls, Mamacita. Is that her on seat 4? Let's check in and see who, what our competition is like. So live at the bike right now is holding a. What game is this?
5 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds. up. 100 is the best from 3.
Originally, yeah, but I don't know.
Like it.
He doesn't know if that's better give him time off.
You don't go on the main line.
I'm definitely gonna play me. Got to. I just absolutely hate trouble.
Why do you torture yourself every time then? You can torture yourself next weekend, aren't you?
People go to work every day. There you go. Think Nick wants a 9-to-5 job in the trucking business? Fuck no.
2 folds.
Well, they have to go work. They don't have to play cards.
4 folds.
There's plenty, there's plenty, hey John, there's plenty of live action out there without playing.
I hate being in Vegas in general, though.
All right, we got Ben with pocket 9, raising to $75. Action on Perry's gonna make the call. Keno with ace 4 offsuit, making the fold. Action on Nick, 9-6, gonna make the call. 3-handed to this pot now. Pot is $235. Flop 5-6 King Rainbow. Top pair for Perry.
Try that shit in here, guys.
8 makes it 225.
So 5-10 at Live at the Bike with Mamacita and Johnny Vibes. Although I feel like our game is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you try that shit in here. Got him
So Mamacita in the 4 seat is what I'm looking at. Relative sack sizes ranging from 2K to about 5K.
King 10? Hell yeah, forward. Damn sure can't have
I didn't know if you had king 5.
But I think our stream here at Best Bet Live is a little bit better. I think the action's a little more stacked. Although yes, there are a lot of notables at Best Bet at Live at the Bike. But as far as action goes, you gotta watch Best Bet Live. I think we have a lot more money on the table than Live at the Bike.
He's a nice guy.
But Live at the Bike is one of the forerunners of the live stream. They've been around since the start.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I'm telling you right now, Best Bet Live is going to break out as soon as we can get those viewers up to 100 to 500 to even 1,000. I want to see Best Bet Live blow up. And all the viewers here, I want to thank you all for supporting our live stream with those likes, with those follows, with those shares. It means a lot to us. And as soon as I can get our viewership up to comparable of what Live at the Bike does, I want to give some of that back to you all in the form of giveaways. So please support our stream by liking, following, and sharing. And I'll try to do as many giveaways as I possibly can for you all. Lots of giveaways in form of tournament bucks, event entries, and Best Bet swag, which is internationally known. We have passed a final table player for the last 7 years at the World Series of Poker. GT Jack says the action at Best Bet is better than Live at the Bike. You want to get there, bro. You want to get regular, bigger games. Hopefully our commentary is going to get better. I mean, I can deliver, but not as good as a lot of places. But we are definitely working at that, trying to get some more notables as far as poker strategy. I think I can give a little more color to the commentary. GT Jack has commentated in a couple of our live streams, so definitely great for our poker room, especially also Eddie Marskowski. A couple of guest commentaries that does come with Best Bet Live through the series. And Graham says, yes, LA is the poker capital of the world. If you ever went to the Commerce or Live at the Bike, it is legit a poker factory. So if you're a well-rounded traveling poker player, you do have to notice some of the best poker rooms are going to be at the Commerce, are going to be at the Bike, at the Gardens. They are become the biggest poker rooms in the world. But here in lowly Florida, we're catching up.
100% calling fives.
7 folds. 8 folds.
Kyle from Scranton is from Nashville, Tennessee. Dropping in online. What's up? Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Manuel Martinez? Back to the action here. We have John with top pair. Queen kicker. Keno, king, jack. Check to him. He's going to check fold? No, check. Okay. Turn card, tray of hearts. Heart draw now for Lindell. He's going to check it through. John's going to bet his queen. Bet of 300 to go. Keno's going to fold. Nick is going to fold. But Lindell is going to try to get that flush. He's going to make the call. River card is going to be an ace. Lindell now pulls ahead. He's going to probably check call for value. John, knowing his ace on the river, probably wasn't very good for him. He's going to check, and Lindell is going to take this pot. What's up, Brian Huser? Thanks for stopping by in our Facebook chat. Brian is one of our Florida grinders, traveling all around the world. I do follow him on Facebook. He stops in around South Florida, stops in at Best Bet quite often. But Brian, living that dream, living that grinder lifestyle. Brian, I think, where are you? Are you in Hollywood or are you in Tampa at the moment?
Yeah, look at this. If you can.
Oh, yeah. Who was that?
43. He's a key player, too. That was
No,
stupid.
he's not a key player when you said 43.
What's up, Sean?
Best player.
Huh?
Besides Lowry and
Hope you're liking the live stream here on Facebook. We're kind of closing out our live stream here. We're probably going to go about another half an hour. We've been streaming for you all for about 4 hours. Catch us on our next live stream on Sunday on the final table of our Card Player Poker Tour event number 1. This Sunday at around 7 to 8 o'clock.
Was that against Embiid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's out for the rest of the series.
Yeah, you cut money and everything. You could.
Bear Wilkins he says, when are you going to be live streaming PLO? What is the buy-in and limits? Brian, we're going to be streaming 5, 10 and quarter PLO next week, Thursday at 6:30. I'll drop in our live stream schedule for the month through May. So again, if there's any games that you want to play in, hit me up at my email. I'll try to get you on our next live stream. Again, my email is going to be johnnyp, JOHNNYP @bestbetjacks.com. A lot of streams for you all scheduled, from the smallest limits to the biggest limits. Something for everyone here at Best Bet. Again, 5, 10 and quarter PLO, big game next week. Going to be played the night before the main event. Sean Peterson says, do they teach people how to play? Definitely. If you're just a 100% brand new player, you're going to walk into our poker room. We'll definitely sit you down with a dealer and give you a small tutorial. We never shy away from trying to educate our players in any shape or form between our live streams, coming into a room as a brand new player wanting to know what's up. So if you're a brand new player and ask us, hey, I want to know how to play PLO, we'll sit you down with a dealer and run a small little tutorial for you. We do have some poker training classes that is offered once a month at Orange Park from our trainer, Alan Lutz, who used to be on our Best Bet Poker Show, but now runs our poker room in Orange Park. They do Poker 101 and Poker 102 for those beginner and intermediate levels. GT Jack, yep, that's Poker 101, Poker 102 with F&A, Friday night, Allen. Brian is playing at Hollywood at the Hard Rock. I was just there a couple weeks ago playing the World Poker Tour. did not get myself a main event seat because I was so super discouraged, man. I played 4 satellites trying to get into that 3,500 main. Couldn't beat myself a seat. Wasn't playing very well, only because I didn't feel all that well either. I had this weird cough that I couldn't kick. Decided not to play the main because I wasn't at 100% peak performance. But did play in the cash games and did pretty well. So, but Hollywood definitely has a great room. One of the toughest tournaments by far in the world has to be South Florida. Although yes, they get those huge fields, but with those bigger buy-ins, there are going to be some of the best poker players in the world playing those events.
Say you're around all weekend, right? We'll be getting 5-10 off all weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. If I'm not leaving, you know,
You're 50. Yeah, we're doing around the stars.
okay.
Under the game.
Because I know that you're not wrong.
9 folds.
Not even wrong.
Raise to 200 from the 1. 2 folds. I didn't even have a hard 4 folds.
Who's got a queen?
5 folds.
Queen is good.
7 folds. 200 folds.
Nothing but a draw.
And again, check us out. Our Bad Beat jackpot is approaching past $400,000, getting up to $500,000, where our qualifier will decrease. So right now, the Bad Beat is at $403,000. If you are able to lose with quad 10s, you are eligible for the Bad Beat, and you'll net yourself an easy $200K. And as the month progresses, if that Bad Beat doesn't hit and approaches $500,000, the qualifier will reduce to quad deuces. And at that point, Best Bet will be on fire as far as the cash games, because everybody's going to want to try to hit that Bad Beat. Is event number 1 a rebuy tournament? Not a rebuy, but re-entry. So I do have to distinguish what a rebuy tournament is and what a re-entry event is. So rebuy tournaments are like, all right, if you go bust, you get your rebuy at the table for a smaller amount of the buy-in. Just like our 590 WSOP Mega, which is a rebuy tournament, which is a 590 buy-in, $60 rebuys, meaning if you get felted, you can rebuy back in for $60, not the full 590. Event number 1 is a re-entry event, so what that means is, yes, you can get back in, but you have to pony up the full buy-in to get back into that tournament.
He's gonna bet like 400 here. Fill it.
Action back in. So we got Ben and George both with that gut shot straight draw. Actually, George has an open-ended tray of spades on the turn. Ben is in the lead, has just a gut shot, king high, but still good. George has a ton of outs to try to catch him. Open-ended. Will need to catch a king or a 9. But Ben is going to lead out with a huge bet, 1,050 to go. And will George try to make some kind of play at it? He's not. He's going to fold. Pot goes to Ben. He's going to profit a little over 800 bucks. So guys, if you're on our Twitch or on our Best Bet channel, there's a lot of links being posted from our Nightbot. Again, Card Player Poker Tour starts tomorrow. Event number 1 of our Card Player Poker Tour series. 360 buy-in, 4 Flights of Fury. Day 1 flights 1 through 4 will start Friday and Saturday, noon and 6 o'clock starts. If you are able to back, you'll come back on Sunday to finish it out. We will live stream that game on Sunday. So that event will hold a $100,000 guaranteed prize pool. We are likely to double that. Average first place for that event has been around $40,000 to $50,000.
What?
Sit down. You should check in the dark.
Checking the dark.
Heads up action between Nick and George. And look at that, George flopping a set of 6s. Nick, not much out there. He's only got ace queen high, but he's going to lead out against George. Against the set, George just a smooth call. King of clubs on the turn gives Nick a gut shot straight draw. He's going to check it. George is going to fire out a dime. Action on Nick. Can't continue on. Just for about a third of a stack. Not a good play. He's going to give it up. What's up, Shanna Tar? Welcome to our Facebook stream. Always nice seeing you. Shayna is one of our best bet employees. She is a brush that pretty much hosts a lot of our players come into best bet. So if you're ever in the room and you see Shayna, make sure to say hi. Very lovely girl that works in our poker. GT Jack is going to play flight number 2, which is
He's definitely being suspended.
tomorrow at 6 p.m.
It's so a wrap. Like, the NBA officials are horrible.
They didn't toss. They went to the video and didn't toss him.
They went to the video and stayed there for like 10 minutes and still only gave him a flagrant one.
That's crazy. He like literally tripped him.
I mean, like stuck the leg completely
Yeah.
out. Like you fully extended.
Like you
your
can't
leg.
even like say like that was an accident.
Shit, me. You know, damn cramp.
Get into that stream time. Eat red, people.
Red chip pot?
Would you have a 9 yet? Right. Not gonna be a bluff then if you just have a gut shot. You guys are too inquisitive. You're folding 7 high, like don't want to have to go to half. He has a gut shot.
Folding 7 high, am I not supposed to?
Say why you're not supposed to. You have 7 high. You're not supposed to have that 4,000.
5 versus 200. 7 folds. 8 folds.
I was confused the whole thing. I did not think you were getting that.
9 folds.
Trap me.
1 folds. 2 folds.
The only person you cost money to is Nick. Buddy.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
Nick was gonna cost 350 and win the hand. The come hand, I assume. He said he made 2 grand.
Yeah, I did. He's so funny.
Were you calling 1200?
Yes.
Basically,
If a spade comes, I fold, but anything else.
you were never winning the hand, basically.
Oh, I tried. Yeah, it was 308.
Yeah.
It wasn't drawn dead.
225. 7 folds. 8 folds. Call 9.
Trying to click all the red chips.
He called. Fold 2, fold 3, fold 4. 3 folds.
Go back, go back.
Check 1.
George, do you watch this thing?
I can honestly say I've never seen one.
Really?
Like I've been like I've asked like what somebody had like from somebody who watches it, but never seen it. I actually watch quite a bit of poker too. That's the crazy part. When I'm here, and I like.
What do you watch? I like it.
No, I still I like poker blogs. And
You
stuff.
don't, Jimmy? Like what?
I find like poker blogs interesting and stuff like that. Only when I'm at the gym do I watch
All
it.
in from the 9.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, we run.
Call 5. Twice.
Put that shit down and there's a chance.
I did watch I watched 2 of the $1 Million Cash games. I didn't watch the third one. You know, they had a third one.
One that's one too.
All right, guys, we're kind of closing out our stream here. The last few 15 or 20 minutes. I want to thank you all for joining us here on Twitch and on Facebook. Thank you for all the support. We had a lot of viewers tonight, and we want to continue that on through the course of our Card Player Poker Tour series. Make sure to check us out on our website at www.bestbetjacks.com. A lot of good info for you all to make sure to check in if you're going to visit our poker room, to click on that tournaments and promotions calendar. A lot of giveaways, a lot of high hands, a lot of tournaments. Also check my Best Bet blog out for all the live updates of our tournaments, results, chip counts. I'll be working pretty hard for the next few weeks during a Card Player Poker Tour series. Make sure to come say hi to me. If you see me in the poker room, I'll be running most of the major events and also our live streams. If you want to play in any one of our live streams, hit me up at my email. Again, Johnny P, JOHNNYP at bestbetjacks.com. Next smaller cash game is going to be 2-5 No Limit Hold'em on this coming Tuesday. So if you want to try a chance of playing on one of our live stream cash games, one of the best ways to do it is hitting me up on my email. Check out our Best Bet live stream schedule through the month of May. And don't forget, if you want to try to send yourself up to the 50th anniversary of the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas, we have a satellite for the main event with a package valued at $13,000, consisting of a 10K main event seat plus $3,000 cash for you to use what you will. And one of the best things is you get to hang out with me in Vegas and the Best Bet crew. So Allie McDeal, it will be there as well as Jesse the Boss. I'll be out there. Big Boss, thank you. Try to do as best as a job as I can. Getting better every day doing these live streams. We got Ben with a set of queens. Everyone else drawing dead. And we got John going to be betting into him. 300 to go with ace-7. Set of queens for Ben. Pretty polarized board. He's got the diamonds in there. Straight draw in there as well. He's trying to get Nick in the pot. So he's going to make the call. River card, 4 of diamonds. Brings the diamonds, however. Let's see if John can get him out of the pot, but he's not because there's too many people into the spot. He's going to check it. Ben's going to check off value. Nick is going to give up in the pot. Pot goes to Ben for a profit of $940.
Nobody bet it made me feel a little better. Keeping it on?
What's up, Ben Keithley, who will join our stream on Facebook. We got George Wigan with ace-10, making the call from Nick, who raised with 9-6 offsuit with $150. Three-way action now. Here's our flop. King 5, King 2 clubs. Yeah, George in the lead with that ace high. Checks around. Here's a free turn card. Tray of clubs. Brings the 3rd club. Now George still with the best hand with that ace high, 10 high flush draw. Checks all the way around to river. 10 of spades. George has the best hand right now. He's probably going to bet it. Value bet of $400 into a $485 pot. Probably not going to get a call as Nick's trying to make a play at it. Is not going to. Pot goes to George.
So close. Yeah, so close.
To make an ending?
No, we're getting called. I'd be shocked if I didn't. Had a pair.
10?
Yep. 10 o'clock.
No.
1 fold. 2 folds.
George waking up with pocket kings, gonna raise it to 200. Lindell snap call with check with what? With pocket 4s. John with jack 10. He's gonna make the call. Ben with 8-6 of clubs, gonna fold. Perry with 8-7 offsuit, making the call. 4-handed to this flop now. Pot is $825.
Thanks, Leo.
Flop ace, 10, 7, rainbow. John with a pair of 10s. George, pocket kings. Afraid of that ace. He's going to check behind. Here's a river card. Set of kings for George. Not really much out there for George to capitalize on. However, John is going to lead into this pot with Jack 10. He's got a gut shot straight draw. I bet a $500 now. Perry's going to get out of the way, and George is very likely to raise. He's going to raise it up to 2K. Lindell getting out of the way, pocket fours, and actually back on John with the decision now. He's going to fold. Rightly so. Set of kings for George. He's going to make $1,100 out of that pot.
I looked at my second card, I did. So I raised on what they won. God damn it, Lindell. Cost me.
Thank you all for joining us here, watching on Facebook Live and on Twitch. Thanks for hanging out with me within our chat. Chopping it up with me, talking strategy, talking about poker, talking about life in general. Alice with 10-8 of spades, gonna fold. Pair with king 9, probably gonna make a call. Action on Nick. 8-4 offsuit, gonna check. Flop 8 deuce 8, trick 8 for Nick. Checks around up. Nick is gonna go ahead and lead out, trying to get some money in this pot. Perry's gonna fold. No pair, no draw.
Number 8.
Eight folded.
I wasn't,
Sorry, I was trying to think of the word of it.
I wasn't continuing what you were saying.
56. Sorry,
Did you close the button? Okay, yeah.
How much is it?
56.
56. 7, yeah. I was trying to tell you why. And
Manuel Martinez says, what's the worst bus you've ever seen? I'll have to think about that. Let's see here. Worst bus I've ever seen. All right, so I got it. So back when we first started our live stream, one of our live streams was a 25K high roller that we held during the World Poker Tour Series. So we were able to satellite 3 of our local players into this 25K high roller. So the worst bust I've ever seen was one of our local players who actually won a seat through our satellites. So he's just like a regular 2-5 grinder. Got himself a 25K buy-in high roller seat. Now the field was relatively small. It had about 25 players in it, but he was on the stone bubble. And he was getting short, and around 2 or 3 players were getting short as well. So the min cash for this event was about 180K. So he gets it in, I guess with the, it was a classic run out. I think it was ace king versus 10s or whatever. And he ends up getting super short and having to, was forced having to call. So just imagine yourself in a spot where you're playing a 25K high roller. The bubble is about $180,000. You only got into the tournament, I think you did, what was it, $590 buy and $60 rebuy. So he probably was in the event for about $1,000. So for being in for $1,000 at a profit of 180K, goes bust stone bubble in this high roller event. And basically, that was probably the worst bust I've ever seen. He was so sad. I felt so bad for him because he was playing so well. But the field was pretty much kind of maxed out. I mean, Sam Silver was in there. Sean Winter was in there. I think Olivier Bousquet was in there. But kind of a dream spot for just a regular grinder and finding yourself in a high roller event on the stone bubble and going bust and just missing that 180K min cash, which probably would set you up, and then having to play for 10, 11 hours and just going bust with nothing.
I mean, I have an option either way.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Probably the worst bust I've ever seen as far as just your regular player is concerned, you know? So my heart goes out to that, you know?
8 folds, 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds.
Ball!
Your horse?
What about your horse?
But you said 2 did my horse.
I feel like I'm alone.
Alright, straddle on the floor.
Straddle, straddle.
5 raises to 100. Seven folds, 8 folds, 1 calls, 2 folds, 3 calls,
Shut your ass out.
4 calls.
Don't drop blind bet.
All right, well, last few hands of the night, 4-handed to this flop here. 10 trade, Jack, Rainbow. We've got such a weird hand. George, the king 10. Everybody else has 8-6, but George has them pretty much drawing dead to rights. Checked all the way around to the river. First one in this pot is probably going to win this pot, but George is going to lead out. Best hand. Pretty sure everybody's going to fold in the spot. Pot goes to George.
You got 50 on.
Thank you.
I was waiting on John to raise.
Oh, yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Next time.
All right, last hand of the night for the live stream. If you want to play on, we'll move to the table.
All right, guys, looks like this will be the final hand of the night. I want to thank you all for joining us here on Facebook and on Twitch. Again, Card Player Poker Tour Series starts tomorrow. 360 buy-in, $100,000 guaranteed prize pool.
Are you out, Linda?
A lot of satellites, a lot of events on the way. Manuel, definitely, if you do come out, want to play some poker here at Best Bet, come say hi. Definitely would love to see our viewers come out to Best Bet, try and take a shot at some big money.
All right, guys, table 3, you want to continue on, please. Please keep your same seats. We'll move you guys top.
But check us out. We got something for everybody, whether or not you're playing 2-2 no limit, 2-5, playing tournaments. You can want to play in our live stream. I'll definitely try to get you guys on. Definitely won't steer anybody away, so if you want to have the guts to play in our live stream, come hit me up. Again, email me at johnnyp, JOHNNYP at bestbetjacks.com. Come check out our live stream schedule.
I will be off tomorrow.
I'll be in Vegas a couple times during the summer, so if you ever see me, come say hi.
Are you going upstairs? Are you going to go upstairs and play?
I don't think you'll be where I'll be.
But if you're off, I'm not going to be where you're going
All right, that was the last hand. I think George won it. Uncontested Ace King Diamonds. Here's going to be our last
Yeah, I'll see you Saturday.
set of stats. George at the top of the leaderboard as far as ship counts. He did buy in for 30,000. Keep in mind, John did buy in for 10K. That's our current stacks ending the stream.
Yo, Perry.
Here's our voluntary put in pot VPIP. So between Nick and George playing most of their hands. Here is our pre-flop frequency, pre-flop raise. George and John probably be the most aggressive players at the table. Here's went to showdown. And winners and losers for the night. So here we go. So after 4 hours of live streaming, Ben Diebold, Card Player Poker Tour main event champion last year, is going to come away with $4,200 in profit for tonight. George made $3,300 for the night. Perry with $3K. Nick made a little bit with $1,700. Keno, new player in the game, made a little bit. Lindell stuck for very little, $205. John got stuck for $5K, but Alice unfortunately got stuck for $7,000 tonight, but she will be grinding through the week. We'll see her boyfriend here playing 5-10 and quarter PLO next week. His name is Hunter, so please check out our live streams coming up all the way through the month of May. So again, guys, thanks for joining us here on Twitch and on Facebook. This is Best Bet Live. My name is Johnny Fantastic. I am your live stream producer and tournament director here at Best Bet, signing off. Thank you and good night, everybody.